Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wicked, wicked fucking day. Plagiarism, sir. We are here to relax and enjoy ourselves, and we hope, we take you along for the ride. Yes, we're supposed to be here to relax. I mean, I know it doesn't happen all the time, but it should happen. Thank you very much for the follow, Mr. Dominic Kildy. By the way,
You mentally abuse at least one cast member a week, so I don't know how relaxing
that
can be.
Yeah, I've only cried on stream like 3 times.
and you know what? Honestly, and thank you very much for the follow, Kyle. Thank you very much. Honestly, that is a low number for me. April's daughter, thank you very much for the follow. If you're wondering why our following is spamming right now, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, we have a bunch of new people joining on our Facebook page. And number 2, we also have a contest going on right now for our Twitch page. And that is a very simple, easy to use, easy to follow contest. And that is, we are going to be giving away this special edition box set of the D&D 5e core books. This is a special edition because it does have the foil stamped covers, so they're all shiny and glossy and silvery, including the GM screen out here in the end.
I'm surprised you don't have like an angelic choir that you toggle when you lift that thing up. Just
It's
shiny.
That's Athena's broken.
Like I'm making people's ears bleed, and you guys are,
You notice I didn't make a damn noise.
And I was also very silent. But yes, so we're giving that away when we hit 1,000 followers here on Twitch. We are at 570-ish right now. So we're well on our way. But when we hit 1,000 followers, we're going to be giving that away to one lucky follower. No subscriptions necessary. No anything like that. All you have to do is follow us here on Twitch. You will automatically be enrolled to win. And we will be doing the drawing live the show right after we hit 1,000 followers. So if we hit 1,000 followers and we go over that mark, I am going to do the drawing off of everyone who got us to 1,000. We're going to have another contest for 2,000, which everyone who goes beyond the 1,000 will be entered in to win. So if there's any questions, please go to our Facebook page. We have everything up there. If you want to find any of our contests, see anything else we do, or follow any of our other content, you can find us here on our link tree, which has all of our many things on it. But all that being said, that's what we're doing here for our Twitch account. How is everyone else doing?
I actually did have a question. What is the next question?
The next question to what?
We're currently marked as Ethos and Mythos episode 6. The next question.
Oh my goodness. I knew things were going way too smooth. I remarked on this several times. I was like, I know something's wrong. Something has to be wrong somewhere. And you found it.
Yep. I'm good at that, because it's usually my fault.
It's usually your fault? Well, it's not your fault today. Today it is my fault, and I am fixing it now.
Give us a minute.
Oh no, it's not even a minute.
No, meaning like give us the OA a minute.
Oh.
We'll ruin something.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that?
I mean,
it's the fucking gremlins that follow us.
I love that mug.
But
You love that what?
The mug that Frank is holding up to the camera.
I was right all along.
Right all along.
Well, yes, but you know what? It happens. Things happen. Things happen.
Nothing.
This is nothing. Mesentery Pester? That is amazing. Hi. Miser Hypester. And he goes, hey, I have bad eyes, and I need to go to the optometrist, so... But welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for the follow. And as I said, you are entered in the contest to win that box set that I was just holding up. It's way too heavy for me to hold it up again. But as I said, tonight we are here to play D&D. And to do that, I am joined by some amazing people. We are going to start out with the absolutely fabulous, incredibly talented Milagros. Milagros, how are you doing this evening?
I've been better.
Uh-oh.
I have a toothache.
Oh, no.
I've also had worse. I'd say it's the second worst pain I've ever been in. I'm like ranking it now, because stuff just keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to
But-
getting older.
Welcome to getting older. Welcome to slowly dying.
Yep, I got it.
Literally, I'm not even 22 yet, and my body's already calling it quits, and I'm like, bestie, wait. Like,
I mean, you've got all that experience writing up those wonderful words and that world maker you have. You can start using that to break down your bodily pain as you get older.
no, literally, I've
Shortcut shit in the
like
chapters. There's
ranking
the table of contents
all
of
of it.
what
I'm
hurts
like, okay,
the most
well,
on a Tuesday morning.
like this one's sharper, this one's a little bit more dull, but it's more annoying. Like,
Make sure to add keywords so you can search that shit later.
yeah, no,
in your database of pain.
different my ailments database. But I'm doing okay. I'm on antibiotics and painkillers, and I'm trying to schedule a surgery because my wisdom teeth are coming in literally like sideways, like directly sideways.
Ouch.
And that is not fun.
We need chipmunk pictures.
Yep.
I do have a picture of the X-ray, and it looks hilarious.
By
No,
the
I mean,
way,
when you get them taken out, like
Oh yes.
you're gonna be a fucking chipmunk.
Swollen.
I really hope I say something funny. I've always wanted a video of myself just like completely blasted from a tooth surgery, and like I really hope I say something funny.
I had mine out maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and according to my wife, I said some hilarious shit on the drive home. I have no recollection of whatsoever.
Exactly.
Just
I've already told my mom and my sister, like, you have my full consent to record whatever I say and do.
I wish mine would have.
I'm like, please, I want the I want the footage. I want it. So
And
fingers
let
crossed.
and let them know that there's money in it for them if they get it to us.
Yeah. I'll let my sister know.
So,
Sure.
aside from the
Sure.
pain, Milagros, I'm sorry to hear you're in so much pain. Are you looking forward to jumping back into Utopia's life?
Sure.
She's just trading physical pain for emotional pain.
Yeah,
at this
no,
point.
literally just two different kinds. I mean, in my plan, which I have a plan for this session, which like, how dare I? I want to try and flirt in character at least once because she doesn't know how to do it, and neither do I. So like, just see how that works out.
There you go. We'll see. So, other than flirting, how is everything going at home? Have you gotten a chance to set your scheduling for your streaming?
Yes, and I am prioritizing like my dinner and a game streams during the semester.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, because like I love it here. I love like getting to play these games, and also they just fell in a really convenient spot in my schedule. So
We like being convenient.
thank you. I am definitely planning to have additional regular streams during November, but right now I'm figuring out what my week schedule is going to look like because I have weekends free for the first time. I usually work weekends at school. So I'm going to try and see how that all sorts itself out. I'm also this is my week off before classes start, and I have a toothache. I was like, oh, I'm going to like jump back on TikTok and do this, and now I'm like a zombie. So I'm trying to at this point now like see if I can get this done before classes start because I don't want to start class in this state.
Yeah. Well, just wait. You think you're a zombie now? Just wait until you get that sweet Vicodin haze.
Yes.
Well, I hope you feel better. I hope you get everything taken care of quickly.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully not tomorrow, though, so you can still make it to the show.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard back, so I don't think it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, probably not. Depends on how they're coming in, but you know how it is. They'll let you know. All right.
Yeah.
But I do hope you feel better, and thank you for being on tonight, even with the toothache.
Yeah.
So next up, we're going to say hello to Mr. Sphinx Akasha. Mr. Akasha, how are things on your side of the world? Because you're on the other side of the world from me.
Man, things are things, man. It's beginning to look a lot like fuck this. Yeah, man. This lost a couple of family members
so
within the last
sorry.
week, so that's been rough.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw your post about that, yeah.
Strength to you and your family, man.
Thank you. Outside of that, like, I'm here. My wife's in California taking care of that stuff.
Hey, my neck of the woods.
Yeah. She is handling all of that stuff with her mom, which is good. And I'm here taking care of the kid and the house and all of the animals that come with it. So, pretty much I am Michael Keaton in Mr. Mom.
Just remember not to give the baby chili.
Will not be giving the kiddo kind of likes chili. She's starting to lean into the hot sauce thing, and I'm so proud. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
How are you, oh, speaking of things that are not directly related to the sad, how are your other streams going?
They are going well.
I actually just thought about that question. I was like, I hope things are going well, because otherwise I just fucked that up.
Things are going well. We're having a lot of fun. I'm in lots of streams. Well, you had to cancel my Friday stream because that's when I found out about the death, and so wasn't able to do any of that stuff.
Absolutely.
But Saturday and Sunday were great. I don't stream on Sunday, but I do play in an online home game on Sunday that is fantastic. And my Saturday game is fine. Raziel is in some trouble with the Fae. He is currently incarcerated for a crime he didn't commit. And no one will tell him what that crime is.
Oh, the Fae. They're lovely like that.
Yep. But on the Fridays that... every other Fridays, for those of you who are wondering what games I'm talking about, I DM my own kind of homebrew version of Eberron in a game called Agents of the Circle. Saturdays, I play in a fantastic game with the wonderful folks at ADH Adventures called Heroes Arc, where I play Raziel, the ASMR Necromancer. I play in a Sunday home game that's not streamed, that's run by That's Barnaby, and it is so amazing. It's using the Quest system. I highly recommend that system. I cannot praise that system enough.
Always looking for an alternative fantasy system to 5e, that's for sure.
It is beautiful and very easy. All it needs is a D20. No other dice are necessary. It's brilliant. The Fridays that I'm not doing Agents of the Circle, I am involved in the Initiatives and Intrigues game over on the Alex Mom channel, ran by Alex Mom herself. And of course, every Wednesday you can find me right here with Dinner and a Game, playing Valestein Okal, the Bard / and most recently / Sorcerer.
And by the way, as an update, because I know I haven't gotten to talk to you yet this week, we may have 4 for Tuesdays.
Ah, lovely.
So, because we have yourself, the lovely Milagros, and now we may have 2 more. I don't want to reveal them just yet, as one of them is tentative, and the other one is just getting the schedule cleared for Tuesday nights, and will be confirming with me this week.
Nice.
But one of them is someone that I think we've had on the show one other time before, and she has her own stream as well. So
nice.
It should be interesting. It should be good. And she's really excited, so I'm hoping she can do it because she's really excited. She has never played a White Wolf game, and she is a lifetime and she's a lifetime goth.
Oh,
so I was
retreat then.
Yes, I was like, "What the heck? You've never done werewolf or vampire or anything?" She's like,
"Oh,
nope."
Man.
So I was like, "Oh boy."
I've got to start building my mage then.
And speaking of building things, wait a minute, they don't build anything but chaos. Hi guys, The
mean,
gentleman.
that's some
Unless we could talk about Dual Universe, which we haven't done in 6 months. But I'm not saying anything about that,
Oh,
But
Well, get your ass in a fucking hole.
I was in a hole just the other day, and I was like, "This is lonely and boring."
I didn't know anybody was still playing.
You're right.
I'm probably going back at some point.
Well, we have the lovely RJ and the always delicate Frank, the two gentlemen from Obliviously Adventurous, who
Are you
No, I'm not.
I'm surprised you said that with a straight face.
Yeah, I don't know how you pulled that
That
shit off.
takes some fucking skill right there, sir.
That's
Gonna
why
need a
that's
deception check.
that's why I run the show.
That's for performance. I mean, you're a pig.
So, but
I
anyway,
mean, you might pull it off. I'm
The-
apparently pretty fucking stupid today. With 11 on an insight, so I will take that as a compliment, sir.
But we do have these gentlemen from Obliviously Adventurous. It is a stream that runs on Facebook Gaming, and they do all kinds of things, including torture themselves and escape from Tarkov. And also, they have their D&D stream is back on Sundays now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not next week.
All right.
Camping.
Yeah. This
Yeah, well,
week
camping.
we're-
Yeah, next week's the big vacation weekend. So
So we
Yeah,
basically.
Deadpanned ruined Panda's everything our last game. Like, he didn't even get a chance. He sucked us into some astral world, threw like 4 bosses at us, and we CC'd basically.
Half of them for the
Yeah.
entire fight. I've never. I mean, we ruin Panda's plans all the time, but throughout the episode, you literally just watch the sadness and dejection increase. His big boss that he brought back from the dead as a fucking skeleton was
Glamour Bard
was
got
immediately attacked.
CC'd. Yeah, I attacked him. He tried to mass suggestion, which was immediately counterspelled, and then he was hit with like a 9th level disintegrate. Like, he didn't even.
One of the alchemists that he brought in, got one round off. During the second round, got polymorphed into a squirrel.
She now currently lives in my bag of holding.
She got the squirrel got stuffed into the bag of holding because it's small enough to fit. So when the squirrel uses all of the oxygen and loses that 1 HP that polymorph gives you, it will turn back into her, who has absolutely no oxygen left in the bag of holding, and basically got 1 turn off in the order. The only thing that was an issue was his half-assed attempt at a barbarian, which got hit with like 4 criticals from Ushnots. Because I rolled really fucking well.
We had
ranging
5
from-
nat 20s, and I think 3 of those were yours.
Yeah, and I also crit on an 18 and a 19, so I literally I destroyed.
We were just mopping the floor.
We
with
actually
everyone.
felt slightly bad collectively as a party for what we did to his encounter.
Yeah,
Wow.
I literally just full dejection by the end of it. Like, I don't want to play with you guys anymore. It was fucking hilarious. We came back from break, and it's like, well, I guess I'm I can't fucking speak. Going to continue to get fucked on, basically, was essentially his words. So,
Wow.
I mean,
Aww.
but
I
the
feel
thing
so
is
bad.
that at the end of the day, he comes up with all kinds of crazy out of the box things to try and fuck our party over. Now, the downside to creating a bunch of crazy fucked up things to fuck your party over is your party figures out crazy and fucked up ways to turn them on you and laugh at you as they beat you into the ground. DMs build encounters for the players to defeat. So at the end of the day, you do it to yourselves.
That's
Fucking
true.
masochists.
I actually passed a party question off to a couple members because I have a bag of holding. I can probably find another one. My last thought was, do you mind if I just one-shot the remaining boss? Because he's not going to have planar travel. I will, and I've got no problem running up to him and just dunking a bag of holding into a bag of holding. There's no save for that. None whatsoever. Anything in a 10-foot radius immediately ends up in the astral plane, and if you can't flame from it, game's over. You're done.
So something that he's planning on being like 3 or 4 episodes in sessions long.
I'm gonna try to break it in a couple hours.
Yeah.
You
That's
do.
the
You
kind of
do.
shit we do on OA.
I was gonna say you do actually take a little bit of damage from the transportation.
He doesn't care if he dies. He just one-shots
I mean-
the big bad at the end.
The way that the story's going, I'm expecting the whole party is basically going to have a TPK to end this final boss. Because of the previous heroes that locked this boss away all died, except for one who ran. So we're probably going to end up having to do that. And if my little cocky-ass rogue is the one that can just do it, and everyone else walks away, I'm down. Because I'll eventually get out.
I'll eventually get out. That's the way it is.
I mean, I have over 100 hit points now, so he can't power word me like he tries to all the fucking time. It only took 17 levels, or whatever the hell we are, to get 100 hit points.
and a free 15 hit points.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what did it.
Wow.
All right.
Throw a bard and a fucking rogue together, you're not giving yourself many hit
So
dice.
if you guys,
But it's
if
a
you guys
story.
couldn't have guessed, they like destroying their GM.
I just like complicated play. Like,
Yeah. It's fun to actually give us a challenge, and he makes it a
die a
challenge.
lot.
So
we die a lot.
we literally give him a challenge right back, but he's kind of against 5 people versus him.
Who are
so,
used to his shenanigans.
yeah. That's why this whole fucking campaign started.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yep. That's why this
we
campaign
haven't
started.
done it to Ray yet.
Nope. But
I mean, daylight kind of fucks most of your plans at this point.
no, I've got ways around that too. But
No.
I just hadn't.
That's all right. I'm adaptable, sir.
I know. I'm not going to throw them out right now.
I mean, the longer you wait, the stronger we get, and the easier it's going to be.
Nope. Trust me. I see, and I learn very quickly.
Well,
But-
I'll take that.
Oh, I'm
So do
down.
we.
Like, it's fun.
Let's go.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
so
I
ready
still
for
have to be
Unpocket
taught how
Rice.
to roll every session, so I've been doing this since the dawn of time, like the rest of y'all. Like,
I've been playing for a year.
Yep.
Like
I've
at the end
been
of the day,
playing
I
for-
started in March of last year. That's it.
I've been playing for 19 sessions. Which is how many sessions we've had?
Beautiful.
Man.
You're doing
Yeah, it's
amazing, though.
Yeah. And of course, you decide to throw yourself into the fire by being the first target of the DM.
That's just for story.
No, not the second, the first.
Yeah, you were the
We
first.
haven't gotten into anybody else's real deep storyline yet. You are the
That's all you.
subject of the story. So as a new player, it's like, well, you get to have fun RPing all of this shit because the rest
Yeah.
of us aren't from this world.
Yeah, I'm so ready to not
Oh,
be
Val
the
is.
center of the story anymore.
There's no one you
So
keep
ready
calling
for
your
that.
I will-
bestie really
I
doesn't
will-
do much except grunt at you.
Well, I will tell you this. My wife suffered being the main focus of the story arc in a campaign that ran 7 years, and she was literally 1 year of that campaign.
Ooh.
1 year.
Did they make it to level 5 by the time you finished?
Oh, it wasn't D&D. It was 7C. It was 1 year of that was finding her father.
Oh boy.
So what happened last week?
Last week, you guys went to or continued your exploits at Utopia's family's estate to try and liberate it, as it was apparently possessed by devils.
Bucket devils.
You guys actually managed to defeat all the devils on premises. You ran into a greater devil who basically was trying to bargain with Utopia about the pact her family had made, or someone in her family's past had made with the devils. Utopia basically... What?
Did
I think her
that.
finger's broken.
Yeah.
She's showing you a boob.
Look at the birdie!
And so, but the Utopia promptly gave him the bird, and they proceeded to beat his ass, and he was sent packing. But before the fight started, because he had her family's contract in hand, he teleported the contract somewhere elsewhere. And so Utopia now has no way of getting a hold of said contract. And the devil in question is gone, so they can't question him anymore. And the only thing and then after all that came to pass, they went back upstairs. They were searching the rest of the grounds, and as they were searching the grounds, a wagon pulled up and drove up into the courtyard of the estate.
You forgot about our nap in the armory.
Oh yes, they did go into the armory for the house guard, and they took a long rest or short rest?
I think it was a short rest.
Short rest. They took a short rest. Yeah.
No, it was a long one.
long?
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
in the armory.
That's right.
We took a short rest down at the bottom before we went back topside, but we turned around and took a long rest when we hit the armory.
That's right. That's right.
Just so that we could make sure that there were no demons that were going to come out to play at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's right. And so you
I got
basically you took a long rest. They saw a wagon come pulling in at basically almost at the end of their long rest. They saw a wagon pulling into the gate. It was pretty much a paddy wagon. It drove up to the gates of the estate, the doors of the estate, and some gentlemen dressed up just like regular folk, but carrying crossbows and weapons. They began unloading people out of the back of the wagon, and basically unloading everyone out of the wagon. At that point, Sugash had enough of that shit. And he went over, and the party engaged these gentlemen pretty much through a very, very quick and thorough and at some points disgusting beatdown on these gentlemen, saved the people who were being held by them, discovered that these guys had apparently been going around and finding people who were in dire need, and instead of helping them, they had been kidnapping them and apprehending them and bringing them back here for some reason. While they were going through the house, though, they saw no signs of they saw no direct signs of anyone else in the house, although they did see signs that people had been using the bedrooms and everything like that, and that the house had been lived in. There was actually food in the larder and stuff like that, which at this point is very hard to find food in this city that's been overrun by devils for months now. And so that right there was a precious commodity unto its own, but that also indicated that this house had been being used by people, as well as being infested by devils, which means that the devils had human compatriots. The one guy they left alive from the bad guys, he told them that they had been contacted by a gentleman to bring these lost souls here and make them work around put them to work in the estate, and then that was the only thing they were given, and they were paid for the people in food and other rewards for the people they delivered. They left that guy alive, oddly enough, for him to have a chance to change.
He got kicked in the balls twice. Like, let's be honest here.
And
his beanbags don't function properly anymore.
And the ribs once.
Yep.
And also got...
beaten.
Yeah, I was about to say, Val was very persuasive in getting him to agree to our terms.
Yes, and he has soiled clothing too as well, thanks to Val's determination. So where we left off is everyone actually had been getting all the people situated.
Sugash cooked dinner.
Sugash made an incredible meal, which actually helped to calm a lot of people down. Because most of these people were in various states of starvation, because as we said, the city that they're in, Ayla, has been overrun with devils for about 3 months, and there is no safe place except during the daytime. Things are a little safer, but not that much, and at nighttime it's a killing field. So people have been hiding, trying to fortify places to hold up in. They did find Aom's old master had been part of a safe house that they originally were trying to get to. Well, no, not really trying to get. They originally got teleported in front of, and they came to the estate here to see if they could claim it, because they were running out of room in the safe house, and they knew this was a much more fortified building, and it had a lot more space and could hold a lot more people. And plus, they already wanted to come here to see if they could find the contract to destroy it.
Glorious.
So, at this point, I do believe we said the dinner had been served. Everyone was bedding down for the evening, correct? And you were gonna head back to the safe house in the morning.
Yes.
And you were posting watches because
I'm leaning against the door as I always do.
Yep. And I know that you had found the summoning circle that was being used to probably bring in the devils, and you had
Did
to.
that shit.
Yep, Rome.
Yeah.
Rome.
That was so cool.
Rome ended that in one of the best ways possible by just fixing it. Because there was
That doesn't belong.
well, there was a summoning circle etched into the stone floor of the ballroom, and all Rome did was walk up and use the mend spell and put the stone back to the way it should have been, which ended that summoning circle real fucking quick. All right, so you guys, we're just gonna say that you guys keep watch over the night. Nothing happens. There's no direct encounters. Nothing tries to come in. Nothing tries to get into the building. So the night passes, aside from the noises of the city around you, which you kind of gotten used to from the night before, there is nothing really going on inside of the estate. So the morning comes, unless anyone needs to talk to anyone else in the evening before you guys bed down.
I would like to, before I bed down, try and poke at this other entity that's inside me and see if I can communicate with it.
Are you gonna try and meditate to gain in touch with the entity, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is normally how you delve into the dreams your Kalistar has in that you share with them, and try and make sense of some of the portents that it tries to give you.
Right.
As you enter in that same meditative state, you begin trying to reach out for this other entity within you. And normally when you're in the meditative state, you do your best to picture nothing. This time, and you don't really have a set idea of concept of nothing. It's kind of like picturing this white space.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, the only thing you get is darkness.
Okay.
And you don't get a feeling of malignance or aggression in the darkness. You get the sensation that it is more... No, it's not anywhere near as directly intelligent as your quarry is.
Okay.
It seems to be more of an essence than it is a spirit or a mind.
Okay.
So it's not really a direct thing that you're can relate to. And you feel your link to it, though. And you feel that you have the ability to draw power from it like a resource.
Interesting.
You just don't know how extensive or how much power you can draw from it as of yet.
Okay.
And you do feel access to these other abilities that you now have when you, mechanically speaking, when you took your level up. You recognize these other abilities and these other spells that you have that you did not have access to before, and you feel their connection back to this essence in you now.
I will. While I am feeling this out, I am also going to poke at my quarry. This is fascinating.
Yes, it is very fascinating to be in the cage with the lion.
I don't think it's going to eat you. I don't sense any malevolence or any ill intent.
You haven't been in here when you're angry.
Fair enough. I will do everything within my power to make sure whatever this is doesn't hurt you.
I don't feel anything direct from it. I don't even really feel it unless you call on its powers.
Interesting. And I will I'll say to her, well, a test then. And I will summon the mage hand in front of me.
Describe your mage hand.
It essentially starts off as kind of a ball of shadow in front of me, and the shadow just kind of undulates until it forms fingers and a palm and becomes a hand. It's like very like wispy and almost like black smoke.
Mm-hmm. And as you summon up the ability, it's like I can feel you accessing it. I can feel the energy and power it gives you. As like, but there's no aggression in your intent. So that's all it is that I feel is a source of power.
So it's when I get angry that it becomes scary then.
It seems to.
Interesting. I'll go ahead and disengage the mage hand and it'll kind of just...
Yep.
Oh, this is going to certainly be an interesting experience with this, whatever this is.
I'm with you. I'm with you constantly. But I almost want to ask if you... It sounds ridiculous considering who and what we are to each other.
Yeah.
But I'm almost want to ask you if you made a deal behind my back.
I didn't. I honestly don't know where this came from. I'm almost... My theory is that something happened to us while we were traveling through time, and something either latched onto me or I tapped into something I didn't know I had. Which, you being with me, I would assume that you knew it was, that you would know if it was there.
Remember, I wasn't with you through all that.
Right. We lost connection.
It wasn't until you were fully awake here that I even began to waken.
I have questions about that. I didn't think that was possible.
I don't know if we were detached or if I was just suppressed somehow. I have never been, and I have thought upon this long and hard. I have never been part of anyone who has gone through time. I don't know how that affects the quarry's connection to their host. Because remember, we existed as a people once in another time. What happens if you were to go to that time?
Do you then cease to exist within me and you take on a body and shape of your own?
I don't. She says, I at best, this is incredibly confusing. At worst, this is headache-inducing. She says,
agreed.
She says, this is not something that I've ever had precedent to speak to, and it makes me wish that I had others of our kind to talk to.
Agreed. I very much wish the same.
In our travels, we have not encountered anyone as of yet.
No.
That is something we may want to rectify in the future. The near future.
Yes, very much so. Though the question does remain, are we staying in this time period? Is there a way to send us back before any of this happened? Maybe to prevent this, if possible. I'm not exactly sure how the laws of time travel work.
We would need to find out how this even happened in the first place.
Agreed.
I wish I had better news, but that's all I can say. That's all I know.
That's fair. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. We should probably get some sleep, if we can.
Yeah. Sleep.
Yeah.
Good plan.
And I will kind of lay back in whatever kind of makeshift bed or whatever is available and try to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does anyone else have anyone they want to talk to, discuss?
No.
No problem. The rest
Can't hear you.
Who's that?
Loud.
Sorry, my mom called. She's like, "Are you dying?" And I'm like, "Mom, I'm on stream right now."
Hi, Milagros' mom.
I want to
tell her she should be watching the stream.
She should be watching the stream.
She should.
I know my sister is, but she's a lurker. I would like to talk to the girl that like beat the shit out of the one remaining cultist.
Nice.
Excellent. All right, so I'm assuming that you were going to stay in your room for the most part.
Yeah.
All right. So you go downstairs, and everyone is kind of milling about. You get this, like I said, it was herself, and the older gentleman, and the older lady seemed to be like a unit because there were 6 people in the paddy wagon, and then there was another couple. Well, it was the woman and the man who was like obviously terrified, and then there was another single like teenage boy that was also there. But you find her. She is like she has gotten her family for the most part. You think together, and they're in one of the guest rooms, and she's gotten the older couple settled in the bed. And as you're walking by the room, you can see them, and she's like, she's pulling the extra blankets and stuff like that out of the cabinet, out of the wardrobe in the room, and she's setting it up on the floor. And she kind of like, she sees you walk by, and she kind of smiles and nods at you, and she says something to the elderly couple, and she comes walking over to the door, and she kind of looks at you and she says, Lady Aster, thank you so much for allowing us to stay.
It's no problem. And you can call me Utopia. I haven't really been Lady Aster for a little while.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
It's okay. It's completely okay. Do you need anything? I know where everything in the house is. Is there any way I can help you?
No. Everything seems to be fine. She kind of looks around. This is almost bigger than our entire apartment. So she says, this is amazing and wonderful, and we're very grateful. And the meal was amazing. Your friends are amazing. And we're just grateful to not be in that situation anymore.
Well, you can stay here for as long as you need to. We will be going back to bring some of our own people here so that they can also find some safety, but there's no need for you to be in a rush to leave. I'm sure it's been very, very hard these past few months.
I don't pretend to understand what exactly has been happening. I don't, we're not people of your caliber, and we were not privy to the events that led up to this. I have no idea what caused all this to happen. There were the rumors and the talk that this was because of what happened. That there were rumors that this was somehow related to your family. I don't understand how that could even be possible, seeing what you've done for us.
Well,
and the whole thing with your family's estate becoming a source for the devil's activity. It is, it's a lot to deal with to try and reason through everything that's happened.
Well, I've had similar experience navigating this in the past few weeks, months. I mean, I left home for the first time ever, and now this happened what feels like just a few weeks later. I don't know everything that my family did to be part of this, but I will do my best to fix it somehow. I feel like I have to.
I don't. Just don't make yourself. Don't try and blame this on yourself. She says, "I know," and she looks over at the elderly couple as they're sitting there, kind of like chatting in the bed, and she kind of like gestures to the hallway with her chin.
Well, my room is over here, but if you want to walk around the house, we can.
Just yes, please. You can show me around the house. That'd be nice.
Okay.
So when you walk out in the hallway, she kind of like just as you get down past she closes the door to the room, and you just take a few steps past the door, and she kind of puts her hand on your shoulder, and she indicating to stop, and she says, "My family has not always made the best choices, and I understand what it is to try and live with the type of stigma of working off the debt of someone who came before you." She says, "I don't understand. I've heard, like I said, I've heard all the talk. Well, I've heard the talk. I don't know if I've heard all of it. But I heard enough to understand that there are a lot of people who are looking for someone to blame this on. And they're looking for someone to be upset with. I've seen what type of sacrifices you're willing to make to help people you don't know. And I don't understand how a person like that could be the person who could have caused all this." She says, "So no matter what, don't allow yourself to take the blame for things that were not done by you. Especially with everything you've shown you're willing to do to try and help those who are suffering." I'm only saying this because you said that there's other people coming. And I'm sure those other people have heard these stories too. And I don't want, when they get here, I don't want you to feel like what they're saying and talking about has anything to do with who or what you are and who or what you're about. This is this is not what I think who or what I think you are. Like I said, I cannot bring this into my mind and make myself understand how this could be who I'm talking to now. Well, it could be the same person that everyone has been whispering about, or in some cases yelling drunkenly about. But anyway, thank you no matter what.
Thank you. If you need anything, I'm just the next door down.
She kind of nods, just I appreciate that. And honestly, I feel much better knowing you're just the next door down. After seeing what you and your friends can do and have done, I feel much better.
I'm glad.
I think I'm going to go try and get a full night's sleep for the first time in months.
Yes, please. Don't let me keep you up.
Have a good night.
Good night.
And she kind of just turns and walks down the room. She opens the door, and right before she goes in, she kind of looks back at you and she says, I don't think I'll be able to stop saying it. Thank you.
Of course.
She kind of steps through the doorway and the door closes behind her. You're kind of stuck standing in the hallway for a minute.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la.
No.
You wanna kiss the girl?
All right. You just go back into your room.
Yeah. It's like.
So you go back into your room, settle down to get some rest. You get actual sleep. You guys post watches. You use some of the people who are present as well to help with the watches, because there's enough of you here. It doesn't necessarily have to be any one person's direct job to handle all this. So you put some of the people in watches, and you post mainly people by the doors and the windows. But as I said, for the most part, the night passes uneventfully, other than noises outside. There's still a city trying to survive, and only those who are truly desperate go out at night. So when the morning comes, you guys are awoken to the smell of cooking. And it's like when you wake up, it is like the butt crack of dawn. So what are you guys going to do?
I will be in bed, and Nari will be laid up right above my head, but her tail will be right in my face. Get Nari. Nari. Fine, we're up. What is that? Now I'll just start getting dressed. I've basically taken off my pants and my shirt, and I'm getting dressed and pinning an Ari, and yes, I know we'll get some food, and I don't even bother to really check if my core is awake. She's been through a lot, so I just want to let her sleep.
Gotcha.
If she can, and I will kind of pad out of the door and see if anyone else is out and about. Kind of follow my nose.
So, Sugash, you're the later of the riders of the two, correct? Grompok's normally the one who gets up early.
I think we put in that he's been waking me up to go train with him in the morning when he does his meditations and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So, are you guys head downstairs to go outside to train? You can actually train indoors here. There's big enough rooms.
There wasn't a downstairs involved. I just opened the door and walked outside after waiting for Sugash.
Oh, gotcha.
I slept with my back against the door like I do every night.
Yep. Well, I didn't know if you meant the door to the room you two were in, or the door to the exterior.
Front of the house.
The front door. I literally slept with my back against the front door.
Understood.
Yep.
All right. So you basically you wake up. You wait for Sugash to come downstairs. You guys head out into the yard. There's a light mist, which happens a lot in this town because it's on cliffs overlooking the sea. So there's a light mist on the dawn. The sun is just starting to rise, so the sky is kind of that pinkish off color, and it's cool enough to where it's not really super hot, sweltery day yet. And you guys start going through forms and practice. After a few moments, the young woman who was with the gentleman who was just broken and shattered in terror last night, she comes walking out with two bowls, And she says, "Gentlemen, we managed to put together some porridge. She says it's not much, but I assure you, it'll get you started on the day.
Thank you.
Take a break to sit down and have some food."
Yep.
The rest of you, there is laden out on the table. There is bowls of porridge. There's a pot that's on a warmer on top of the table, and it's got a porridge in it that's being kept warm. And you can see that someone actually put butter in a bowl and what looks to be some sugar in another bowl, and all the basic fixings for porridge. And so you guys, it's like I said, and there's a loaf, there's a loaf of pretty old bread, but everything's set out, and people are already eating. They're in different places in the house, sitting on the staircase, sitting at the tables in the dining room table. The guy you let live, what did you guys do with him for the evening, by the way?
We fed him.
Didn't lock him up?
No. We don't need to.
I think we scared him enough to.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he wasn't getting outside through the front door, and if he ran away, Val's gonna hunt his ass down. So I don't think leaving's very wise on his part.
So morning comes.
But we left him as he was at the fucking dinner table.
Right. So morning comes, and he is still there. He is sitting at the table and kind of eating porridge. He's still looking around at everyone, and he seems to be... He still seems to be pretty nervous about the situation. He's kind of looking around at everyone and just trying to figure out what's going on. Val, when you come into the room, he kind of looks at you for a few minutes, and he looks down at the bowl, and he looks back up at you, and then he gets up and he walks over to where you are. I'm assuming you're spooling out a bowl of porridge for breakfast.
Yeah.
And he says, he kind of looks at you and he says, "There is something else."
I raise an eyebrow. Oh.
He says, "I don't know why you didn't kill me."
Are you saying that I should have?
I'm saying that most would.
Well, we're not most people.
I have noticed. But what I wanted to let you know is that this house, although a source of these things that were coming into our world, these things that were making us do these things, these things, there's other sources. And one of the biggest ones is the college.
And I will put my hand on his shoulder. So what you're telling me right now?
We have delivered more people there than anywhere else.
To the college. Have you actually been inside the college?
Yes. The main tower is gone, and there is no rubble. There's no remains of the building.
The entire building just...
I wasn't there when it happened, but from what I understood, it's somewhere else.
That is very... That is equal parts disturbing and encouraging.
And where the base of it stood is a circle like was in that ballroom, but it's the size of the building.
Okay. That is. Thank you for telling me that.
It's just-
I have another question for you.
and big ones come through it.
Big ones, like big devils.
I've seen some that are as big as a house. Huge, monstrous things carrying glowing whips and burning swords.
That is less encouraging. That is very disturbing. And
They seem to be in charge.
lovely. That is very good to know. While you were in the building, would you happen to have seen any wizards or mages from the college at all? Are they being held? Are they being used?
There is several that I know of
Okay.
that are being held there. One of them that I can tell you that you know was the head of the tower that disappeared.
Mistress Forsyth. She's alive.
She is mostly alive.
Mostly alive is better
She's-
than all the way dead.
From what I could see, she is on a spike in the center of the circle.
That is less encouraging. The spike is protruding through her, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay. I will kind of just like casually like pat him on the shoulder. Thank you for telling me about this. This is fantastic information. You mentioned that there were other sources. Where else is there a source?
There's one but near the gate, out into the from the wrist. He says there is one down on the fish dock. He says, and I've heard, I have not seen, I've heard there is one deep in the catacombs. But that one is said to be different. It lets other things through. Oh, and there's one in the park. That one is also said to be different.
Okay. I appreciate you telling me this. Another question for you, and forgive my forgive me if this sounds strange, but why are you telling me this? You could have chosen to keep this to yourself.
Right now, I am alive. If those things get their way and things go the way that they want it to go, I and everyone else who is doing their bidding will be beholden to them. He says, before, I didn't have any reason not to. There was nothing that I could think of that would be worse than death. In the past few months, I have seen things that make me understand that there is.
That is a good reason.
I have been made to do things that make me understand that if I am given unto them, if I do not find a way to make amends, there won't be much for me in either life, this or the next. And I understand that I have much to atone for. But before I saw you all actually able to resist them, I had no idea how I would be able to do so.
Wow. And forgive me, what was your name again?
He didn't give you his name yet, did he?
I don't think he did.
Jafer.
Jafer. Writing that down. Going to be saved.
Can you
Jafer.
spell that?
Jaefr.
Got it. Thank you.
Jafer, this is a hell of a first step on that path to redemption for you. At least from where I'm standing. I don't know everything you've seen, I don't know everything you've done, but
Before this, I was just a petty criminal.
and before this I was just a bard.
He says,
Our origins do not define our path.
he says,
we
I
do.
know. He says, but I'll tell you one last thing, and do with it as you will. That wagon is known and can get you most places in the city unmolested by the devils. I didn't know this before this, but apparently there's 2 different factions on those creatures. Devils and demons. And they don't like each other much. And they're both here.
Okay, that is also good to know.
And from what I understand, they're loosely working together.
Okay. That is good to know. And I will clasp him on the shoulder again. Thank you, Jafer. Know it or not, you've done a lot of good just now. And I hope that we can use this information to the benefit of all.
He nods. And he takes his bowl and porridge and he goes and sits back down.
I will take my bowl of porridge, and I will go and try to locate everyone.
Well, you know that because you can still hear the pops and the clangs. You know that Grandpak and Sugash are out front. Milagros, what are you doing? What is Utopia doing?
So, Utopia also got ready and, peeked out to see if the next door was open a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And then was like, okay, I'm leaving my room.
Actually, the next door is open when you looked out the first time.
Bet! Okay. So, she also never got the young woman's name either. So, she's
I don't think
looking
she's
for her.
offered it yet.
No, she hasn't.
Her name is Camille.
Deadass! That's one of my book characters' first names.
Sitting there across the way.
No!
You don't got a lot.
No. Ahem. Yes.
Okay, so she, then goes down to the dining room to see, who's down there. If Kevin happens to be down there. Just checking on her well-being. Of course. It's been a hard time.
And you don't know why.
Oh my god.
Peace, big girl. All right, I'm done.
He's
I'm
done.
I'm
He
done.
swears.
Are you?
He swears.
I don't think
No,
you
he
are.
swears. No, he swears. He's done. He's done.
I haven't sworn, but I am done.
He solemnly swears that he's up to no good.
There you
I'll
go.
be for that.
can,
Absolutely.
Keep singing that, and I might just be the seagull for you, sir. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
All right. So you guys, so you do you? She's not upstairs though. When you look around, Malagos, obviously she's probably gone down earlier. So yeah, you head downstairs then.
Yeah.
You find her and the two elderly people who are with her. They're in the kitchen. They are the ones who are preparing the food. You see that you don't know what time they got up, but they obviously got up a little bit earlier than you did. And they're they're actually making like fresh bread. Of course, it's not ready yet because it takes a while to make bread from scratch. But they're making fresh bread. You can see that they're gathering they're taking stock of the kitchen, and they're getting like she's actually the older couple are doing the cooking. She has like a piece of paper and a little charcoal nub, and she is walking around and she is like taking notes and inventorying everything. And when you come in, she says, Lady Esther, yes, we have 10 pounds of potatoes. She says we have quite a bit of rye. She says we have plenty of rolled oats, several days worth, so we'll be able to make porridge for a long time. She says I checked the well and it doesn't appear to be fouled, so the water is still good. She says other than that, the larder is almost empty, so there's not much left for meat. But I've started to I put some seed out on the roof with some snares, so we should be able to get some squab. And other than we should be able to survive with this many people at least a few days without really having to worry about food. But we do need to think about foraging.
Okay. Thank you. And
She kinda nods.
I don't think I ever got your name.
My name is Camille.
Well, it's a pleasure to officially meet you, and you can just call me Utopia.
Yes, Utopia. And this is my grandmother, Gretchen, and this is my grandfather, Paul. This is we're the Estes. She says we lived down in the wrist. But that being said, I do know that if we can get some people down there, I know it's a long way to go, but I do know that there's places down there that we can probably find some old food stores. And maybe we can, shore up the larder and see what else we can bring. I don't know how many people you're bringing today, and I don't know how long it's going to take to get them all over here.
It is quite a few, so we will need to deal with the food and bring more. So if you have anywhere that we can check, we can go down there.
Yes, I will. I can probably go with you and show you exactly where to go.
Okay.
She says. Everyone's warned you about flying. So I don't know if your estate has a flying coach or not.
We don't, but I haven't seen anyone flying, which is very strange.
The devils and demons all fly, and if anyone takes to the air, they don't allow anything to fly over the city except for birds.
Oh.
And the smaller ones chase the birds.
Oh. Noted. Okay.
The demons and devils own the sky.
Okay, well we can move on foot if we have to.
And
don't want to be fighting everything.
You said there's a lot of people coming?
Yes.
You're probably going to want to bring them in smaller groups because larger groups attract attention too.
Okay.
Whatever you do, do not try and bring them via the sewers.
Oh.
There are things down there now.
Okay.
lots of people tried to hide there when this first happened, and especially down in our neck of the woods where that's just another way to get around. And it did not go well.
I see. Okay. Anything else we should know?
It's worse at night.
Yes, it helps to be up early then.
There are, if you couldn't have guessed from last night, and she kind of glares out the kitchen door at the guy who's was talking to Sphinx, and she says, there are humans who work with them.
Yes. Well, we can definitely handle them.
I've heard that some of them are wizards, users of magics.
Oh.
There are rumors that some members of the underworld had a hand on giving them access and are still supporting them.
Well, we still have a connection there that maybe we could use to help.
The only ones that I know that are still active are the Ruby.
Oh. Okay. Alright, that's good to know. That's definitely good to know.
This is... I wish I had better news.
At this point, I'll just take any information is good. Doesn't have to be happy news. Just anything that will help.
I will see see them talking kind of over here, and I will walk in. And I've gathered some other news that may be of interest, but I think getting Aom, Sugash, and Grandpak together to discuss this would also be prudent. Some good, some disturbing, some both, and some encouraging. So there's that. And I will kind of nod to the young lady. Sleep well.
She says, yes, thank you so much for all of you. Thank you so much. And she says, we'll prepare a lunch. If there's anything else we can do to help, we're already gathering as much of the items from down below, bringing up more furniture to put in the rooms, to set up beds, to set up areas for people just to relax. You said you're bringing a lot of people, but there's a lot of space here. So we can utilize the space and put more beds in each room. That ballroom that should sleep at least 10 to 20 people, depending on, how much we can fit in there. So that there's almost enough furniture downstairs to account for all of it.
I will kind of just slowly turn to Utopia, and I will say, I am pretty sure we have found a fantastic use for all that winter furniture.
Well, yes, absolutely. We can just have all seasons all the time now, I guess.
All seasons, all the time. Yes, I love it. Well done, daughter. You're learning.
So it's still relatively early in the morning. You only have to go a few blocks to get back to the safe house. So as long as you're not accosted, it shouldn't be more than a 10 or 15 minute walk. I'm assuming you want to get everyone together before you leave, though, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Then let's do this. It is 8:20 now. Let's take our 10-minute break right now so we can get drinks and stuff like that. We'll be back at 8:30, and then we'll move on to everyone getting ready to go make the rescue attempt.
Rescue.
Works for me.
All right, guys. We'll be back in 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you Thank you so much for giving us that moment. I have Cheetos. I am a happy camper. But we are back. So, I do believe that Val was going to gather everyone together and go over some things. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
So I will gather everyone in the dining area, and I will kind of just go over everything that that Jafer told me, including the fact that oh hell, hang on, that Mistress Foresight seemingly is still alive, albeit we don't know for how long.
Is that the one that made us go through time?
Yes.
That might not be a good thing.
That she's still alive, or that she's on a spike?
Both.
Well,
If she has the ability to pull things through time and is spiked in the middle of a summoning circle, what do you think they are using her powers for?
Oh, that has not escaped me. Which is why I would like to try to rescue her, barring that we put her out of her misery, so that she cannot be used.
Sounds like a fun day, but we also have the Winter Guard that we must tend to.
Right. Yes.
So if you want to journey to get Aeom's master and his people, we will begin preparing the pyre and getting the bodies ready for their journey into the next life.
Yes.
Clean up the grounds a little too.
Try not to use too much of the furniture for the pyre. Some of that can come in handy for the people that we're bringing over.
Is there? I do not remember. Did we see a wood pile?
There was not a wood pile. Remember, there was coal in the blacksmith shop, but it's almost all gone. And almost, it looks like they haven't really brought any cut lumber in.
Are there trees on the estate?
Not on the estate, no.
If you find any,
There are buildings and houses around this place, and some of them look like that they were like partially burnt, partially destroyed from other things that happened. So you could get wood from them.
Yeah. Finding things that are in disrepair to use as fire kindling would probably be best.
We will search the area and start getting everything prepared. I'm sure that Aeom would appreciate his master being here to say the proper words for it. I do not think they wish to join our spirits.
Aeom kind of looks over at you, Grandpa, and he says, "Just make sure you're respectful of the bodies."
I am not a beast.
I know, but it is. If I did not need to escort my master, I would be the one.
You must trust in the fact that I have the utmost respect for those who are gone.
He kind of puts a hand on your arm and he says, "I trust you."
I'm glad somebody does.
She says, and he kind of leans in a little. It's like, "I think more people trust you than you know."
Right, now be about your deed. We have work to do.
Says,
Friend.
I missed that room.
What about our new friend?
He can help.
Yes, have him help while he's not guarding. He will do what he is told. Yeah, he is staying.
You can come and help me.
Are you talking to him?
Yes.
And he kind of looks at you all and he says, he gets a little peaked, but he kind of like nods.
So in the process of that, I'm actually going to cast Ceremony
Okay.
and run the Rite of Atonement for him.
Ooh.
Atonement will fix his alignment back to being decent.
How long does atonement take? It's
an hour preparation.
I was going to say it's an hour.
In the process, also, like, granted, the flavor at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to walk with him while doing this and consecrate the grounds. Entrances, rooms in the house. Take
And I will-
blessings, do whatever, get the deity or the Miss Mother to stop.
I'm honestly, you're not actually doing the consecrate spell, though.
No.
Okay.
So you'll probably need religion checks. How many do you want for the grounds and the house?
Give me one for the grounds, and just give me one for the house.
12 for the grounds
Okay.
and a 15 for the house.
Gotcha. Not a problem. You basically know that if there was anything powerful done, such as a hollow spell or anything like that, that this would not break that. But barring that, this is the nearest thing you're going to be getting to consecrating the ground. It's not going to make this repel any of the devils or demons or undead, but it at least will hopefully help abate anything that might come of all the violence that was perpetrated here.
And I'm grabbing I'm just literally going to houses and ripping them down and dragging the fucking lumber back to the estate.
Yep. Alrighty. So while you're doing that, I'm assuming who's all going over to get the people out of the halfway house or the safe house. So Utopia, Val, and I'm assuming Aom is going because his master's there.
Yeah.
Correct.
Alright.
Should we take the wagon since we?
There's way more people than will fit in that wagon.
Oh, that's fair. All right.
Multiple ships might keep you better.
And Utopia, you remember what Camille said about large groups.
Yeah, so well that's the thing is that I think we should take the wagon and move them back and forth in small groups.
Probably wise.
Too bad your new friend Val cannot teach you how to enlarge things.
It's not really a friend. It's just more or less a source. Still trying to figure that out. It's new. It's very new.
He seemed like a nice guy.
I'm glad you think so. Well, I guess we should head forward. I guess I'll drive the wagon if no one else wants to.
I don't know how.
I don't know how.
Fair.
She's had other people do that for her.
Yeah, driving.
Right.
No.
Right. We'll learn you to drive eventually.
Why would you want to do something like that?
Because you're gonna have to look. You're not rich anymore. I mean, I don't know that we're gonna be hiring anyone to drive us anytime soon. Because I don't have the gold.
All right, so you guys start heading out. You load up get the wagon going. You pull up in front of the house for the first stop, and the wagon's just barely faster than walking. But you pull up in front of the house in the first stop. You get the people to get you head into the house itself. Everyone is there. They look a little, I'm not gonna say upset, but they look a little nervous because the wagon isn't quiet. Right. And so as you pull up in front of the house, there's people who are on watch outside the house. But as you come riding up the street, they come when they see Val on the buckboard, they actually come out like from behind bushes, down dark alleys. They were on watch, but they were in hiding. And so as you come riding up, one of them comes walking up to you, and he's like, first it's one of the guards you recognize from the night before, and he's like, "You're alive! You made it!"
You doubted us, didn't you?
He's like, "Everyone usually dies out here."
Ah, well, I'm very, very happy to exceed expectation.
I'm very happy you did. What's going on? Why are you bringing this loud ass thing around and attracting all this attention?
Figured it'd be easier to travel.
And one of the other guards walks up. He's like, "This is a slaver wagon."
Yes. So, funny story. We fought some slavers,
Funny story.
killed most of them, took their wagon, and learned that the devils and demons might leave us alone if we are traveling with the wagon.
It says the same guy looks at the wagon and looks at around, and he's got a very upset look on his face, and he says, "That's because the men who are in these wagons sell the people to the devils and the demons."
Yes, we are aware of that. So we thought that we'd bring this. Well, I thought we'd bring the wagon, so that we can avoid any unnecessary confrontation with these creatures while moving about. Unless you would rather travel on foot, and we can do that.
We didn't think you were coming back alive. Your best bet is to go in and talk to Mrs. Shea, and see what she has to say. And it's beyond my pay grade.
Okay, that's fair. Is Shay awake?
Yes.
All right. I will kind of gesture to Utopia and AO, just like, all right, and then I'll get off the wagon.
All right. So you get off the wagon, you head inside. People are still milling about. There's fewer people in here. It's obvious that people go out and probably forage and stuff like that during the day. So there's much fewer people in here. You mainly see younger kids who, scarily enough, there's children in this house, and they're quiet. They're playing, but they're playing quietly. Even the young ones.
That's eerie and sad.
Everyone is kind of like walking around the house doing various things, meal preparation, all kinds of, just the usual stuff. But everyone is doing it quietly. Shay comes walking downstairs, and she kind of looks at you guys. And she looks at Am. She walks up and she just wraps her arms around him and squeezes him. And she says, and she kind of grabs him by one horn and gives his head a little shake. She says, She says, "I knew you'd be back." She says, "So and she kind of looks at the rest of you. "So what's the news?"
Well, we seem to have liberated the Astor Manor from the demons. We have destroyed what appears to have been a ritual circle used to pull in demons. Granted, we learned that it's not the only circle in the city, but that's an entirely other story. We managed to rescue some almost slaves, and they are currently in the house. But there's more than enough room for them and all of you, so we've come to get you and move you from here to there.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, "I hope that is the best call to make."
The manor is fortified, much more so than here. Like I said, there's enough room for all of you, and with some work and some
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for that. The stream crashed. You don't. He does not apologize. He does not. He hates you all.
He means it on purpose. He did it, and he's glad. Glad he tells you.
But yes, the stream crashed. We really apologize for that. I wonder where we were when it crashed.
That's a real good question.
Because I didn't even... it crashed so quickly, I didn't even notice it crash.
Yeah.
Val was talking the last I saw it.
Val was talking. So, Val, you were discussing the concepts of how we're... The last thing you're doing, you're talking to Shay about the getting people over there, and she said, how do you want
Right.
to do this? And
I said, funnily enough, those slavers that were going to sell the slaves that are now in the estate, we killed them. Most of them. There's one left we managed to turn to, helping us, which, yay. But we also have their cart. And figured because the cart will be useful in getting us from place to place without any devil or demon interference, this might be a way to, fly under the radar.
How many people can we get in the cart at once?
How many people can we get in the cart at once, DM?
If you pack them in, you could probably get 10.
At max, and it would probably be a tight squeeze, 10.
That means at least 4 trips to get everyone over there.
Probably. Or we could walk 15 minutes, and we do our best to defend you all should anything go awry.
Comb?
Defending with a comb? What?
I know, Frank held up a comb.
That's meta, sir. Your character.
Yeah, you're not part of that conversation.
Hey! Hey!
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's in the VC chat.
Oh,
So,
no.
No, that's actually in the player VC chat. That's the non.
Oh,
Yeah,
you dirty, dirty dogs! You made a non-GM
channel.
channel. You made
At
a...
the end of the day, you would pass notes at a table. So
that's true. Also, Shy. Is it Shy or Shay? I don't remember.
It was Shy.
Shy.
I can't remember.
The wizard that went out looking at the runes for us, has he returned?
She kind of like looks at you all and she says, "He hasn't? I'm not worried yet because he has bolt holes and safe spots to go to."
Okay.
She says, "I can leave information for him for when we... Well, some of us will stay here, obviously, just to keep up appearances.
Sure.
And they can tell him where to go to when he gets back."
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
So,
how do we want to do this?
she says, "Well, it's early. Let's get as many people over and back again." She says, "I doubt we'll get through every single one of these smoothly." She says, "And the foragers are going to start coming back in a few hours too.
Okay.
And there's only like 5 or 6 of them out, but I want to have someone here for them when they get back as well. So
Of course.
there'll be some people who have to stay here, but the rest of us, I want to get as many of this." She kind of like looks around, as many of the civilians, and she gestures to the kids. She says, "over and safe as possible. So let's do the youngest first."
Let's start with them. Yeah.
And she says they're going to need at least one adult to go with them inside to keep them calm. And she kind of looks around, and she sees this, your father's old seneschal. By the way, you know that his last name is Walker, but you never heard him referred to as anything but the seneschal or Seneschal Walker, like your entire life. And she kind of looks over at him and she says, "Herbert." And he kind of looks up. He's like,
Who's that?
"Yes, Shay." And she says, "Can you get the children organized. Pretend it's a lesson. She says, and get them loaded up in the wagon. Shy, sorry. She says, get them loaded up in the wagon. Tell them it's a lesson plan. Kitty, and he says, we can make that happen. And he goes, all right, kids. He's like, let's get our slate boards. He says, we're gonna go for a trip. He says, remember, what do we do if we see them? And all the kids as one go, we hide. And he says, what do we do if they're near? And the kids all go, we're quiet. And he says, and what do we look for? And the kids say, we look for the helpers. He says, all right. So, hands. And the kids all like grab hands. And he says, all right. He counts off. He's like, he says, I have 11 little ones that I would like to go all at once. He says, I will go with them. They're small enough to where we can should be able to fit them all in there. If you can fit 10 adults in there, you can fit 11 of them and me. Agreed. Mm-hmm. He says, and so they all, they join hands. He takes, they start walking out to the cart. All the guards that were out front are like standing out and in the open now with weapons out. One of them comes to the back of the cart, and Herbert gets in the back of the cart, and he's sitting there waiting, and the other guard just starts lifting the little ones up and putting them in the cart one at a time. It takes no more than a few minutes to get all the little ones loaded up. The entire time, the little ones are, when they're outside, their demeanor changes drastically. They are constantly looking around they're looking up at the sky. They look down alleyways. Their eyes are just darting around. Inside, they were quiet, but they weren't nervous. They were kind of relaxed. He says, now they are agitated. One of them just starts quietly crying. Not crying out loud, making no noise at all. Just crying.
Before the gate to the thing closes, I'm going to send Inari into the cart with them.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of like give Inari a mental note. Play with them. Don't make any noise, but like keep them happy.
Inari goes instantly up to the one who's crying, and she kind of like just nudges into his leg. I mean, he's like maybe 4 years old, and she bumps in his leg, and he looks down at her, and then she just flops over on her back and just puts her paws up in the air. And he kind of just plops down right beside her, and he doesn't even start petting her belly. He just scoops her up and like just has her in a death crunch. And he's just holding her like a little teddy bear. And that's the last thing you see before they close the door.
Okay.
And so they get the cart moving. You're driving the cart. The rest of the guard start the cart, like I said, doesn't move super fast, but they're basically jogging along with the cart.
Cool.
You make it back to the house. You get back into the gates. You get up to the front of the house with no issues. You start getting everyone out of the house. As you're moving into the house, you see, that the kids are all outside, and they're being moved in. Sugash, Rome, you were basically piling bodies, yes?
I hadn't started to grab. I was still concentrated. I'm assuming they've only been gone for
about half an hour. Yeah, about an hour.
Yeah, so I would still be wandering around with him because he has to be with me through the ritual. So
Gotcha.
That is his atonement. It's helping me defend against everything.
Right. And so, as you're completing that, you can see the cart rolling into the main gates.
And I'm just dragging timber into the yard.
Yep. And so, you've got a pretty big, after an hour, you've got a pretty big pyre's worth of timber.
There's like 30 bodies down there, and I'm proceeding to tribal ritual at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a 10-foot wide by 20-foot long pyre.
So yeah, you don't have that much lumber yet.
No, it's going to take me a little while to gather it. appropriately for the rituals that we do.
Good. So that means you probably haven't brought any bodies up yet either, because you're still getting everything
No,
ready.
I have not. We have not touched the bodies, and I make sure to mention to the person who's there caretaking the children, like, take them into one of the rooms. There is, I believe, still porridge in the dining room, but once in there, close
As
the
you
doors.
you see, it's a seneschal, the one who's still missing left arm.
I don't know who he is.
He was one of the guys who
I've
worked.
never met him. I don't believe.
One time at the safe
One
house.
of you, one
At
of
the
you
safe
was,
house.
one of you was drunk.
I
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
keep him from drinking. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
But at the end of the day, I don't
Gotcha.
remember him with
Gotcha.
everything
No
that's
problem.
going on.
You got it.
So
So, yeah.
close the little ones inside. They will not want to see what happens. So
Yeah. And actually, you probably want to keep them in the dining room because you have to move the bodies through the main entry.
that's what I'm implying.
Yeah. And he kind of nods to you and he says, "Thank you." And he takes the kids. He's like, "All right, everyone." He's like, "We're going to have a special second breakfast today." And he goes, takes them into the dining area, and then he closes the doors behind him. And he nods to you, Grandpa, right before he closes the doors. He nods to you and closes the doors up behind him.
Do they
Far
look
too
particularly
young.
malnourished?
Compared to everyone else in the house, the kids look in the best physical shape.
Far too young to have seen so much death. And
Far
I
too
go
young
back
to
to
be
my
so
work.
afraid.
So you guys, you just gonna
I'm
turn the cart around and start heading back?
yeah, and I'm leaving Inari with the kids.
Okay, she'll stay with the kids. Remember, once she goes out of 100 feet, you can't see or hear through her anymore. You'll know if she's alive or dead, but that's the only information you get.
Cool.
And of course, she technically can't die.
Right.
You know if you have to resummon her or not.
Well, before you leave, you may want to take this one with you. He is atoned for his issues, and may be more use with you than with me.
You can see that he's looking at Sugash with almost fear and reverence, and that he looks around at you and everyone else that he recognizes from, and he cannot meet any of your eyes.
Well, we could use an extra pair of eyes.
It's riskier every time you go out, and he at least might know something you run into or ways out of problems you run into.
So, meta question. Sorry for interrupting RP. Is the tavern more than 300 feet away from us? Like the place that they're staying at?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's several blocks away, so that's about roughly. It's probably about 800 feet away, 800 to 900 feet
Okay.
away.
Cool.
I'm actually doing the math for average block size, blah 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 blah.
You're good. I just. Thank
Nope.
you.
No problem. So he gets up on the buckboard and he looks at you, Val, and he says, and he has a very determined look in his face, and he says, "If nothing else, some of them will recognize me, and then most of them will recognize the wagon." He says, "The worst thing that would happen is," and he almost gets a sick look on his face. He says, "Sometimes some of them pick some off early."
Well, it's our job to prevent that from happening.
He nods.
So, let us be off then.
So he cracks the whip, not the whip. He cracks the reins and gets the wagon turned around, headed back out the gate. The young gentleman the guy who was cowering in fear last night, he's actually the one who's like helping out now, and he's trying to do what he can, and he's the one who's like manning the gate too. When you hear the wagon coming, he's the one who opened the gate for you. He looks a lot better. You know,
He
but
was the one that was walking with Sugash.
no.
Yes.
No, I was with one of the slavers.
One of
the guy that I
that
almost
was the
killed.
only one that we had left. We didn't have.
Yeah, there's just
The
one.
other one ran away.
No, he's not.
He's
He
talking
was
about one of the people that was brought.
one of the
by the
slaves.
slavers.
Oh,
Yeah.
you said
was-
slave. You added an R to that, so that's where it got confusing.
Sorry.
I got it. It was the one that ran screaming as soon as
Into the house,
started.
yeah.
Yeah, like he hid.
I had realized that there was.
Yeah, there was.
I'm tracking.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So you guys start heading out, going up the street. Once again, no real incidences. Don't see anything in the skies. Everyone's tracking for movement. The guards are once again escorting you back over there. You do have extra horses because remember, two of the other guys. There was 4 horses that were escorting the cart, but no one even gets up on the horses. They're staying on foot. And so they basically, you guys turn the cart around, go back up the street, make it back in front of the safe house, and instantly the door opens up, and some older kids come out, and one woman comes out with them, and she looks like she is quite pregnant, and she's being escorted by another man, and the man is wearing a blade on his hip. You see that the woman also has several daggers strapped to her, and even the older kids are carrying weapons. You know, some of them are just like big kitchen knives, but they're still carrying something.
Right.
So they come in and they just instantly start piling into the wagon.
Good.
And so as soon as 10 people get in the wagon, you know, they just start heading back to the house. Once again, moving through the streets takes about 10-15 minutes. This time you're only gone for basically about a half an hour, though.
Okay.
As you go out, come back in, and then bring the next load in. This happens 2 more times. So basically about 2 hours has passed. Probably closer to 3 hours has passed. You're going back up in front of the safe house. And as you're pulling up in front of the safe house, you stop the wagon, you load it up with the people, and this is like the last. Probably there's not even 10 people left in the house, and there's still like a half a dozen people who are staying in the house to make it look like it's still occupied, and there's and to wait for the others who are supposed to arrive.
Is Shy with the last group?
Yes, she's staying with the house.
Oh, she's staying with the house. Okay.
Yes, she'll when at least for the first night she's going to stay with the house and make sure everything's okay, because they're also leaving the house with the least amount of defenders it's had.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because only half a dozen people when it used to be was closer to 40 is, you know, so even though most of them weren't fighters, there were still more fighters in that group.
Right.
And technically, when it comes down to it, in this situation, everyone's a fighter. So, yeah. So they basically get into, you know, Shy staying with the last of the group. But the last people load up. There's like 8 people in the wagon. And so you guys are loading everyone up. The wagon, you're sitting on the wagon. What's the name is sitting on the wagon, and you're about to climb up onto the back of the wagon, and you hear a noise from farther down the street, and it basically is. It's a very recognizable sound. It's a sound of a crossbow winch being wound.
Okay, I will turn to everyone, alert everyone. I think we're about to hit some trouble.
And as you say that, you see down the street there is a very large man standing in the middle of the street. He is not wearing any real visible armor. He has a great axe that is kind of leaning in the crook of his elbow, and you know it's and he stands close. He's close to 7 feet tall.
Okay.
And as he is standing in the middle of the street, he kind of is spitting in his hands and rubbing his hands together. And he's bald. His head is covered in scars. He looks to be human for the most part, from what you can see. Standing beside him, there is a figure in really dark armor. The armor is obviously been blackened. The figure is holding a very ornate shield that has a very grimacing, grotesque face on it. It looks like two horns come out the front of the shield. It's got a big open maw with teeth. And in his left hand, he's freely and openly swinging it's about the length of a longsword, but it has serrations all up and down the edge of the blade. And the metal looks, even from this distance when he stops swinging it, the metal looks tarnished. You can see that there is... You don't see anyone with a crossbow, so you assume someone is out there who has a crossbow. And you see that there is at least one other... there's one person standing behind the other two. Yeah. And that person is literally stretching. Like, stretching out. He is wearing almost no clothing whatsoever. He's like wearing a loincloth. He's wearing two bandoliers. The bandoliers are lined with daggers. He has his hands have these really padded, heavy gloves on them, and he kind of like is crouching and stretching, and he is grinning like a fucking madman. And the big guy with the axe kind of like, he kicks the head of the axe up, and he swings like a pendulum, and he pops it up on his shoulders, and he kind of like starts walking on the street, and he says, "All right, you know the drill." He says, "It's real simple. If you run, we kill more than we have to. If you surrender, well, it depends on what you got." He says, "And if you don't surrender," he says, "we kill you all, unless some of you are worth something." And
How far away are they from us?
they're like halfway down the block, but he's like commonly walking forward. No one's running. In fact, the guy who's stretching in the back is still kind of stretching. He starts running in place.
I don't like him. I don't like him at all.
No, he's creepy.
Jojo villain ass.
And so as they're coming down the street, the person in the darkened armor, at this point they're getting close up. You can see that the helmet is like some caricature of a face that looks grotesquely like embossed. It has huge eyebrow ridges, a very pointed nose. Where the front faceplate is, there is like teeth that are not really. It's not like a solid piece. The teeth are like this, and they're huge fangs. And there's a red glow inside that, and there's smoke coming out.
Fun.
What the fuck?
Okay. Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How far away do I have to be from my familiar to dismiss it?
You can dismiss it anywhere as long as you're on the same plane of existence.
Okay.
That doesn't have a range.
I would like to dismiss it to its pocket dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will call it back next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I will then say, might take a little while, run and get the brothers. Now.
All
I'll
right.
send it off.
All right. So Inari instantly just like pounds off down the street, flying down the street. 1 second. I'm going to make a quick roll real quick. There we go.
So now let's have my meta question for that.
You got it.
How would the kids react if the fox they were playing with just went poof?
They probably wouldn't be happy.
I mean, enough that we would notice they're having an issue?
One of the older kids is like, "All right, who broke it?"
So, where'd the fox go? You would hear them say that. Very easily. Inari doesn't have any extra hit points, right?
Inari has.
I think it's just the same as a creature. But double check for me real fast.
Yeah,
If it's a familiar, I think it's 1, doesn't it?
it's 2 hit points.
Yeah, she has 2 hit points.
And as she's running past, I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern right in the middle of that group.
Alrighty. Alright. So Inari goes running past. You cast Hypnotic Pattern. I need to make their saving throws for that. But as Renari starts to run, before she makes 3 strides, you hear a twang and she's skewered through with a crossbow bolt and instantly disappears. And you know that she's gone from this plane.
Fun. Okay. Yeah, I will focus everything into that Hypnotic Pattern then and just send it out.
Alright, so that is going to be a wisdom saving throw from all 3 of them. Well, no, they walked. What's the range on the Hypnotic Pattern?
It's a 30-foot cube.
Okay, he's still in it. He's
but
still
I
in
can
it.
cast it within 120 feet of myself.
Yeah. I was just thinking how far they made it away from him, just to have all 3 of them still in the cube. And he's
Gotcha.
still in the
Do you have
30
a
feet.
map?
Not yet. Oh yeah, I have a map. I'm just not gonna. We're not showing it just this second yet, because I can actually activate the map. Badoop.
With that cast, we technically roll into combat, so
Yes, we do have to roll initiative for that.
Fair enough.
1 second.
Well, it depends on if they're all charmed and still. So, if they're all incapacitated, could technically just ride past them. But that all depends on if they're all incapacitated. So
Yep.
we'll see how the rolls fare.
Give me 1 moment. I gotta bring
Sure,
something up real fast.
I mean, I would
That's not-
imagine us knowing he disappeared would probably be a good warning sign for us. Because
I would
Inari
think
never
so.
goes away.
Yeah.
So if Inari just went away, like, there's definitely an issue. But I'd assume that's going to take us probably a round or 2 or longer to get to you. So,
Hang on 1 second. I gotta turn off sounds on my virtual tabletop over here because I'm getting double sources of sound.
That is fine. I will pet a small dog in the meantime.
It probably wants to be petted.
Oh, she does. Hello.
Chat bubbles, token speaker. Hey, Rome, where's the special effects sound setting in the
what do you mean by special effects?
for the map? The map has sounds in it, and I'm getting double sounds. Oh, here it is. Hang on a second.
Global volumes, it's the ambient noise.
Oh, baby.
This is Alice.
Baby.
She's my old lady.
Oh.
God dang it, I can't find it.
If you go into the sounds and the global volume controls, ambient should be the map noise. So,
Oh, there they are. There we go.
global volume.
Alright, got it. Finally. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. That was a lot of bird sounds for a minute there. I apologize.
So many birds.
Alright, so let me go ahead and get these guys up here.
Feed the bird, Poppins a bird,
Toppins.
Poppins.
Also, like, I know that they're, like, used to being the baddest bitches on the block. But we just obliterated a demon, like, yesterday. So, like, this isn't the move.
This isn't the move.
Y'all don't know what you're doing.
They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know that. They don't know that yet.
All right.
They're
No,
gonna.
like I'm so serious. Like now I'm starting to understand some of the jokes that people make about like adventurers in D&D, because like I'm sure to any normal person, oh wow, this is terrifying. But in this particular case, it's like, bestie, you're screwed. I don't know, like
I don't know who you think you're dealing
yeah,
with.
no, like I don't know who you think you're messing with, but we are not the ones. We are not.
The DM will usually find a very fast way to get rid of that thought process through players.
Oh yeah, easily.
I know, but like
I mean, at the end of the day, if it continues to most of the campaign, it's when you get slapped by a false Hydra, and nobody wants that.
That's always bad.
False Hydras are bad. And 5e actually just released new rule sets for a Mimic Colony. If you haven't seen those yet, they're fucking
Oh
terrifying.
my.
Ooh.
Like,
Oh my.
even down to juvenile mimics and shit for cups. Like, the new Mimic stuff is crazy.
God
And
damn it.
a town full of mimics.
Oh, man.
That is awesome and terrifying.
All right, give me 1 second here. I'm having a little bit of problem with my encounter that I built out earlier. It disappeared, so now I'm mad scrambling to get everything created again. It's actually not that hard, but I have to make sure everything gets set up fast. It's actually really easy, to be honest. They made it really easy. So
I don't like the stretches guy. I don't trust him.
You don't like the stretches guy?
I don't like
Yeah.
the stretches guy.
This
Aw.
weird Slender Man dude looking.
Come on, guys. What's wrong? Reminds me of Rome.
You should worry.
I don't like him. I don't like that he's almost naked.
Well, he likes that he's almost naked.
Yeah,
Of course
well, I
he likes
don't.
that he's almost naked.
Yeah, well, good for him, but no.
While this is happening, hi audience.
Hi,
Do you
sorry,
like
audience.
Dice boxes? Do you like cool dice boxes? If you go to Elderwood Academy, you too can have a really cool dice box that looks like a spell book. It's amazing. No, I'm not being paid for this. I just really happen to like my dice box. Elderwood Academy. They're awesome.
I thought you were gonna have an actual tagline. That was perfect.
Elderwood Academy. They're really kind of cool.
They're kind of cool.
I mean, sir, I
Huh?
kind of prefer mine.
What is
Whoa.
yours?
It is a straight dice box.
Nice.
We're gonna break out bags. Here it comes.
Mine comes with a kind of mirror thing you can write on. You can roll your dice in here. There's also inserts that you can put in to hold things like minis, pens,
Nice.
and dice. And also coins if you have them.
Very nice.
I just have
Yeah.
a regular metal box. I only have 2 pairs of dice total.
Ah.
I'm not
Well,
a
I
dice
also-
goblin yet.
I also happen to have this chalice that I use to hold my dice in.
Nice.
Oh, that's sick.
Yes, yes. They're my favorite.
There's way too many.
And it
And
is
these,
heavy.
These are actually from Mr. RJ.
Ooh.
Take a swig of dice.
A sling of marbles thing?
What were they?
Yes.
I know they're stone, but I don't remember exactly what.
They're a ruby something.
Ooh, precious stone dice.
Yeah, all of my sets are as well.
Damn.
Nice. I'm
Typical, I
going
don't
to-
use them, it's probably gonna break them.
I'm going to start a collection of the precious stone things. I've been seeing them and they just look fabulous.
I mean, but I have my turquoise ones. I keep my turquoise set at work
Hmm.
just so that I have a D20 to fuck with throughout the day.
Nice.
But these are. This one's one of my favorites,
Nice.
just because if I can get it to fucking focus, it actually has like fucking silver blades through the fucking stone. There it goes.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's actually got like silver,
Those are gorgeous.
and they're heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
I like my dice to have weight. So the majority of the dice that I tend to use are metal.
Yeah, I've got a couple different sets on the way.
He is mostly stone though.
Nice.
Yes.
I mean, you said this was obsidian, right? Your little wolf that
Yes,
you got me?
that is obsidian.
Part out
Oh,
of
that's
straight
awesome.
obsidian.
That was his birthday present from me.
Nice.
Solid chunk of obsidian.
So heavy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
So
a
All right.
Literally
most
sitting
frequent-
here fucking
I don't know if you
with...
can see the skull, but it's they're dice that I use for my necromancer. Got little
Nice.
skulls on them.
I've literally been sitting here and fucking with this.
Nice. That reminds me of Keeley Stone from The Hobbit.
It's labradorite.
Oh, I love labradorite. I have a ring with labradorite.
There's a shine in it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I literally
My wife
just been
used to
sitting
work
here
in that
smoking.
industry, working with all these like precious stones and precious metals and things. She would drool over that stuff.
All right. I couldn't get exactly a lineup with this thing. Hang on one second. Yeah, I couldn't get it to line up with the grid, so we're going to go with this. All right. So that's the three of you. Let's go ahead and get this into a framework for this. Oh, and I'm going to put Grampak and Sugash like down here at the end of this street, because that's what you'll be coming from. That way I can include you in the combat. I don't have to worry about including Inari because I'm a horrible person.
And you murdered her.
And I murdered her almost instantaneously.
Murdered my dog. Murdered my fox.
You killed my dog.
Now you gotta go John Wick on everyone.
Quick, write a country song.
All right, so
it's-
everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
It's John Wick time indeed.
Country road, take me home.
You go. I started singing along with you.
Alrighty.
Oh, I got to roll for Aeon. Grandpa doesn't show you rolled yet.
I was waiting for everybody else to get done rolling so that none of y'all fucked my roll.
Wow. What did we ever do to you?
Apparently we fucked this roll once.
I mean,
We did. We did.
when you throw 7 different dice on the map at the same time and they're all going, "Hey, look at me!" It tends to ruin what could be a good roll. I mean, I've made it halfway through, so I'm okay. I've got no modifiers to my deck, so a solid fucking 10 is decent.
I just love how he's like, because you fuck my rolls. It's not me, it's you.
Are you sure?
I don't have just randomly, irrationally bad luck. It's not me. Oh, I got it to work. All right, I think
We're not having that conversation, sir.
All right. So that should be the grid, closest to the grid as I can get. Still a little bit off. I think I'm a little bit big now, but that's okay. All right, so it's going to start out with Aeom. Who wants to pilot Aeom and tell me what Aeom would do?
Run and hit.
Oh, and sorry. On the when all these actions are happening, when the crossbow goes off, when you cast the spell, when everything happens like that, the what's his name driving the cart looks at you and he says go, and he just cracks the reins in the cart, and all the guards with the cart start running. Some of them actually jump up and start hanging off the side of the cart, and then the cart just starts rolling and taking off.
Cool. I let them.
So let's go ahead and do those saves for the 3 bad guys who have to save real quick. It's wisdom saving throws, yes?
Correct.
You have 4 people there,
Yes, I know.
so would it not be all 4 because he cast it in the middle of all of that?
That guy is not actually there. He's further into the building. I just had to have him on the board. I can put him off the board. Yeah, I can put him off the board. Sorry about that. All right, so that is...
That one failed.
That one failed. He's not on it. He already did it. So it's this guy and then that guy. Wisdom saving throw.
Come on, fail.
Failed.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
Come on, fail.
Oh, it's this guy. And that is a wisdom saving throw. And that one failed. Good God, I'm rolling like shit today. All right, so they all three fail. So on Aom's turn, what would he do, ladies and gentlemen?
Sprint up and punch him.
I mean, if they're all standing still, he's seen Val do this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I assume he and the rest of the party would chase the car.
Yeah, that's my idea.
All right.
I agree. We should chase the cart.
All right. So
It would either be a monologue or he would follow the cart.
Haha.
I mean, if they're
Yeah.
confused, he's not going to try to talk them out of it.
no.
Yeah.
If they were so conscious, he would definitely try to talk them out of it.
Yeah, he is, but he is faster than all hell. So
Yeah.
he is flying down the street after the cart. On the next action, what are the conditions for that spell for it to be broken, sir?
I believe, and I'm looking at it. I'm looking over it now. Let's see. The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Okay. So, okay. This is going to be the weirdest first action of a bad guy ever.
Really? Welcome to the world of DMs.
Yep.
Legit.
Let's see if this works now. And he is going to target this guy.
Alright, so I'm actually going to request that you make an Arcana check that Drow Assassin would actually understand how Hypnotic Pattern works and that shooting an ally would stop it.
Got it. No problem. I don't have a problem with that idea. It's not actually a Drow Assassin, however. I'm just
mean, it
using
says
that for
Drow
stats.
Assassin.
I know. But I understand what you're saying. For that particular guy
I mean,
to
unless
have
he's
it.
a bard or has that spell, yeah. Like, you'd have to understand how
Did I just...
It's still going
check.
to be your call whether or not he passes it. But
And what level is that spell again?
That's a third level spell.
Okay, got it. All right. So, but he is still going to do what he's doing. And... Oh, I already had it up. Ha! Oh my god! And he misses.
Nice.
So,
Wow.
yeah, that was a wow and a half right there. Hang on one second, I gotta bring this up again.
So
And-
hold on. You're doing your. Why did you have the Blackguard roll the skill check if it's the Drow Assassin that's making the turn?
it's because that's the weapon that he's using and it's on a different character sheet.
Shouldn't have been. The Drow Assassin is rolling the attack. Oh, I see what I said. I did the arcane check on the blackguard. I see what you're saying. My apologies. I'll do the arcane check on the right part.
I'm,
No.
I'm okay with the +0.
Yeah, fine with +0. It's fantastic.
God damn it, RJ.
Why did you do that?
Because RJ
it
is
doesn't
honest.
fucking makes sense.
I mean, he made the attack anyway, so it's,
Yeah.
it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, he missed the attack, but he got the roll anyway. So, but it just an even better roll. All right,
Holy
so
shit, Utopia.
what happened to Utopia?
She's spinning us in circles. That's dizzying. Stop it.
Ah!
Oh no.
Cover your camera.
Oh my god!
People have sieges.
All right, can't hit this broadside of a barn, so that's his action. Miss Astor, or sorry, Miss Akal, what are you going to do?
Exactly. I think I'm gonna hang. Like, I'm gonna move towards the car, but I'm gonna stay in the back of the group, and like have my shield up.
Gotcha. So are you going to just move 30 feet and that's it?
Yeah.
So go ahead and move your character 30 feet in the direction you wish to go. The cart is to your, as you're looking at the map, to the left side of the map. All right. Now you can say you're gonna do something like fight defensive, where that way if anyone takes a pot shot at you, they're gonna have disadvantage to shoot you,
Yeah.
and that's just signifying you holding up your shield and backing off down the street.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And they don't get any saves on their turn, correct?
No, they do not.
All right, so that means his turn is done. Grompak, what I want you to do is make me a perception check.
Hold, please.
Holding.
Please hold. Thank you.
Your
I'm having a
actual
re-
your character
Foundry.
token's on the far left as well.
Well, no, I saw the token, but I wasn't able to open my character sheet because I needed to reload Foundry.
Oh. Foundry doing as Foundry does?
Oh, well, I think you messed with things, so
I did?
perception. Yeah, I don't
Ouch.
see shit.
All right, so you're still dragging. You're still, setting up the lumber and building it and building stuff out. It's been almost 4 hours. So you're starting to you're assessing the lumber and trying to decide how much if you have enough yet. All right, so that is going to be what you're doing on that action. Val, what are you doing?
I am also running out to the cart. 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
There you go. All right. So on his turn, he does nothing. Sugash, perception.
I would also like to.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that I can fight defensively.
You can.
But, okay, I will move defensively then.
And I think that's going to be way more than enough.
I'm okay with that.
So as you're going about what you were doing, which is basically you started moving bodies. So as you're walking through and you're basically kind of moving a body, the seneschal sticks his head out of the kitchen doors, the diner doors, and he says, I don't know what it means, but that fox just disappeared.
Lock the doors when we leave. And I'm out of the house.
All right.
Yelling at Grumpak as I'm running.
All right. So you're going to spend... I'm assuming you're going to move it all due haste.
Yep.
All right.
Fast action as far as I can go, as fast as I can go.
Got it. All right. So that is on Sugash's turn. On his turn, he does nothing. Aom is going to continue after the cart. He probably catches up to the cart because he's that insanely fast.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. On his turn, he's going to come down. All right, so I need for Utopia and for Val to make me perception checks.
Okay. I think I'm okay at perception. No, I'm not. Okay, let's figure this out.
You're gonna do better than I did.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Val, you see a figure. He's darting through. He comes darting out of the building, and he comes running up, and he just freaking like cold heart clocks the guy in the lead, which is the guy in all the armor.
Oh.
Like he comes up and is like spang off his head, and the guy starts shaking his head, and he's also kind of hiding behind him.
I will kind of look at Utopia as we run. We might have some help. Not sure.
Oh?
Keep running.
Oh no,
Okay.
he didn't stab him or anything like that. He just like literally went up and like slapped him on the back of the head.
Snap the hell out of
Oh,
it. Kinda movie.
slapped the
The big guy with the battle axe.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I think, oh, okay. Then negate everything I just said. Ooh, they're coming. Keep running.
Utopia, you're up.
Just keeps swimming.
Are you gonna keep running?
Wouldn't it
Yeah.
be just keep
So
sprinting?
go ahead.
You're not working.
You gonna move 30 feet and do defensive again?
Yeah.
Do you need a hand? Oh, you got it.
No, I got it.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So Utopia moves and goes defensive.
We have help. Oh, really? No.
No, never mind. He's still locked up. Grandpa's moving on his turn. It's gonna be
Grabbing
3.
my glaive and hauling ass.
Yep. I'm assuming you're. Yeah, assuming you're coming right after Sugash,
Yeah.
because he was like, "Let's move," and ran by you. That was it.
Well, it was simply just, brother, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm fucking on his ass like white on rice.
Val. Oh, there were 2 horses. There's at least several horses in here, by the way.
Are they gonna hold our heavy asses?
I mean, a warhorse, yeah.
For 4 or 5 blocks, yeah.
I don't know if they're.
They're draft horses.
Oh well. Okay.
This would
I
be a
guess-
little low.
They won't be comfortable.
I'm running because I didn't even think about the fucking horses.
Yeah. All right. So Val, you're up. What's up?
I am moving my 30.
Alrighty.
1, 10, 15, 20, 30. Okay, and I am still defensive.
All right. So he is. See the one I'm thinking of?
I'm so glad that
Yes.
stealth has nothing to do with this, because I'm just clanking down the street loud as fuck right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's. You'll hear us coming before you see us coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking ground's trembling under these 2 giant ass orcs just dropping down the cobblestone.
Absolutely booking it.
There's a puddle of water, it's fucking vibrating and shit.
This is not Jurassic Park 6.
Jurassic Park. Sugash is running or riding, one way or the other.
Well, he'd be running. I wouldn't have stopped to grab a horse.
No.
And he's not going to do anything. And Aom is basically on the wagon looking backwards. He is going to smack 2 guys because he's standing right beside him now. And then he is going to move 15, 20, 25, 35, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he did not bother to stealth because he doesn't have a bonus action for it. So this is what you see, Val and Utopia. They are moving for you guys. The wagon takes off. As you guys are moving out, those 2 actually cut towards the house.
Oh, shit. I will yell, they're going to the house!
Utopia, you're up.
Ah, shit. I mean, I guess I could stop and try and run back towards the house. I don't want to leave Master Shah alone with them. That's where they're headed, right?
Yep. Right towards the entrance.
Yep, alright. And I'm turning around and going back 30 feet.
Okay. You're within range to throw a javelin if you want to. You can choose your target. Either one of them are open. Actually, the guy who's closest to the house has partial cover. The other guy is in the open.
Okay.
He has hard cover, basically, the guy who's hiding behind the house.
No, wait, not targeting me. Oh, there it is. I'm not used to the dice moving. Oh. Yee.
So your total is a 24, which definitely hits.
Yeah.
You take 6 points of damage. Alrighty. And you do the javelin whips out, sails to the air. You see it clip firmly onto his shoulder, and there's now blood is running down his shoulder. And he's like was facing the door of the house, And as he turns, looks at you, and he brings his axe around and turns to like squarely face you. All right, so that is Miss Kala's turn. On his turn, that's the wrong one, but I'll use it. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He'll stop there. The weird little guy who was stretching and grinning and everything like that, he just launches into a sprint and he moves like Aeon does.
Oh, I fucking knew it.
And he comes flying up here and he literally he stops and he slides to stop right here and then he kind of crouches and he looks at Utopia and he's like,
oh, fuck you.
Grandpa is moving. One more round of that, guys. Val, you're up.
So,
Question.
Yes, sir.
we technically do have aggressive, so the moment we see the wagon, it adds an additional 30 feet to our movement.
In that case, this is the last round you're going to be moving then.
Beautiful.
Next round you're starting at the end of the street.
Where we're standing right now.
Right.
Cool.
All right, so that is on Grandpa. Val, you're up.
All right, I will move. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to cast Shatter.
Where are you placing it?
I should have a template.
Yep, if you cast it in D&D or in Foundry, you will get a template.
You will get a template.
Give me that template. Here we go. Poof. I want it here. So that gets all 3 of these bastards. And so, yeah, they get to make, I believe, a Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
All right. The first one.
Oh my goodness, someone got 10 out of 10.
Oh my goodness. Passes.
Okay.
The.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention I'm doing that at 3rd level.
It doesn't affect the save though. So.
I know.
Yes, but for damage, yes, for damage, it's. Ooh, that one fails.
Yeah.
And then last one. Oh, passes. So the one you can't see, the one who's nearest the building, he fails, so he's going to take full damage. The other 2 take half.
Cool.
Roll that beautiful damage footage.
Damage.
Just so you know where you roll your damage, if you're rolling it in-game, it shows that you cast it at second.
Okay, I'll take it at 2nd level.
So it'll roll it with second damage.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's play.
They will take 9 thunder damage to the one that failed, and 4, I guess, to the ones that passed. I will then take my bonus action. I will grab Utopia and shit. If only I knew the words to the song that's in my head, but I don't. I will say, Helter Skelter! Da-na-na-na-na-na. Helter Skelter! Oh! Gift for some bardic inspiration.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. That was scary. All right, is that the end of your turn, Val?
Sure is.
All right. All right, so on his turn, He's going to turn and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He runs right up into thine face, Utopia. And as he runs up in your face, I need you and Val, to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
Okay. Let's see where we're at there. A saving throw.
Ah, dang it. Oh. I'm wise.
You are wise.
I'm pretty decent myself. All right.
Both of you pass. So
Nice.
you feel, radiating out from him, you feel aspects of childhood fears pop into your head. You feel that claustrophobia sometimes that you feel when you're crawling through a dark cave and exploring. You feel all that creepiness and eeriness that you normally feel, that dread, but then it passes.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And he turns around and swings with that Great X. And you're using your shield, but he does still hit.
Okay.
So he hits in the first one. And you take 7 points of slashing.
So he's rolling as a glaive, not
I know.
as a great axe. So
I
it should
know.
be a D12, not a D10.
I know. And the second one hits.
Yeesh.
Oop, I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. And that's the wrong button again, because I did that. You're not taking 20 points of damage.
Okay.
Instead, you're taking 9. So you took a grand total of 18 points of slashing. Alright, and that is on the end of his action. Sugash, you are starting at the end of the street, sir. Aeon, by the way,
Cannot
is
hear you.
gone.
I thought that was next round.
You're correct. You're right. No, I'm sorry. I said that on...
But do you want to burn a bonus action as I'm running for Shield of Faith on Ground Park?
Done and done. So when he comes on, he will have Shield of Faith up. Where's the Shield of Faith?
Is that too
Holy
much?
Shield looks good. I gotta take those off of you guys. I forgot. One moment. I'm editing some editables.
I'm sorry, I just need to.
All right, there you go. And so I let you. Your bonus action is burnt. Shield of Faith is on Grompak moving forward. Then it is over to his turn. This is the guy in the armor. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It moves to there.
I'm going anymore. But it didn't work for me, I did for you. And I think I only took the going.
One moment while I pull him up again. And he is going to step forward. I need Val. I need you to make me a saving throw. Con.
Okay. Am I being fired upon?
It's not an arrow.
Okay.
It's the guy with the glowing face mask, the smoke coming out of it. He pulls out a hand holding a mace, and then you basically feel
17.
your vision dim for just a moment. And what's his DC save? Okay, but you pass. So you shake it off as your vision like dims out, but then comes back.
Okay.
And that's one. All right. So that is on his action. Next comes Aeom, who is going to be out of the combat. Actually, I'm going to take him out of the combat because he is going to stay with the cart. Actually,
He
I'm
wouldn't
gonna.
be trying to protect his master.
She's in the house and she can pretty much protect herself, but he is going to be making sure the innocents get to where they need to
I
be.
would assume he'd stay with the innocents and everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to leave him on the initiative because he actually has enough speed to make it back, and this combat's obviously going to go longer than tonight. So he might be able to come back in a couple of turns next game if he's here. So on his turn, where are you, my friend? There you are. First things first, bonus action. All right, and then so he is going to go ahead and move up to there, and he is going to take a shot at Utopia. And that hits. Utopia, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck. Okay. What the fuck?
Constitution saving throw.
Oh man.
Okay, so you take 2 points of piercing damage and 20 points of poison damage.
Ow. I do not enjoy that. That is not okay.
And that is its turn. Utopia, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna swing on this guy. Okay.
That definitely hits. And it's +3 actually, so it's technically a 5.
Oh, okay.
And are you going to spend anything for smites?
You know what? Yeah.
And what spell level are you spending?
Branding smite at 2nd level.
Okay, so that's going to be that adds 1d6 under damage, I do believe. Let me double check. Where are you? My apologies. And well, here's the thing: are you spending branding smite and then a 2nd level spell slot for smite, or just spending for branding smite? Because you can do both.
Ooh, let's do both.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're spending branding smite at 1st level, and then a 2nd level spell slot for smite. Correct?
I mean, on my character sheet, branding smite comes up as a 2nd level spell. I don't see it on 1st level.
Oh, then you would have to burn 2 2nd level spell slots for that. And you have
If she
2.
wanted to burn her divine as a 2nd level spell.
Yes. Or you can spend for the divine at 1st level. Yeah. Paladins have a weird ability with their things. They can do their spell as a bonus action, and they can still use the spell slot for smite, because that's technically a free action.
Okay.
So you can spend for the 2nd level for branding smite,
Okay.
and you can spend a 1st level spell slot or the other 2nd level spell slot if you want to for smite. So you will get the smite damage and the branding smite damage total, but you do not have to. You can do whatever you want to do because branding smite sticks around.
I'll use branding smite.
All right, so that is an additional 2d6 fire damage, and I do believe it has another ability. Oh, but I don't have you on here. Let me bring you up.
Other than the dim light and a 5 foot, doesn't really do anything.
Oh, I thought that was the one that did the whole marks them where she can find them.
No.
All right, no
I
problem.
mean, it turns invisible targets visible, but everything else just sheds dim light in the 5.
Gotcha. So you already rolled your hammer damage. But let's go ahead and roll the divine smite damage. Did you cast divine smite from Foundry?
First, so that's the first level one.
A branding smite is you just cast it.
Second
It's
one.
yeah, it should automatically be
So-
second level.
Divine Smite is a feature. It's not a spell.
Yeah.
That's something your class has. It's a special free ability. It lets you burn divinity for a smite. Branding Smite is a spell that needs to be cast before you hit.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, in this case, we'll just let her hit stand. Just hit the damage button.
Oh, okay.
Do. So that's an additional 6. So that is a grand total of 10 points of damage. I don't think he has any resistances. Nope. So it's 10 points of damage. All right. And you do have another swipe.
Yep. Oh.
That one does miss. All righty. So that
Do you have Bardic Inspiration?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have my bardic inspiration.
That is a D8. Yes.
Let me double check. I thought it was a D10. I might be
Oh,
wrong.
is it a
though.
D10 now?
I might be wrong. Second.
You're an
Shouldn't
8.
be a D10 yet. We're not high enough level.
Okay.
I think it's level 9 or 10.
So it's a D8.
Yeah, it's a D8.
Okay.
So roll a D8 and you can add it to that.
And do your damage, if you do any damage.
And that still misses.
Yeah.
All right, so that is on Utopia's turn. It is now over to his turn. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh, he doesn't have to. He can go right here. And he comes flying past. He goes running right by you, Utopia. And he comes sliding to a stop beside you, Val. And he says, and he kind of looks at you and he says, he looks at you up and down. And he says, hi.
Shut the fuck up.
Hello.
And then he just like goes and he goes to punch you.
I will cast shield.
Shield is a good reaction. Hang on one second. I need to find something real fast.
Just
Ouch.
like Constantine style, just and cast.
You're like, no. There it is. Hang on one second.
I will cast it from my. Where are you? Actions, perhaps. There it is. Shield. Ciao.
There's shield. Give me 1 second. I gotta replace him with something else because I've grabbed the wrong character. Give me 1 second. Give me 1
That'll
second.
place my AC at 18. For whatever reason, it's not taking the 13 to my armor class because of the other armor.
So, shield is specifically a reaction if they hit.
Yeah.
If
So
I'm
we
not
got.
mistaken.
Let me see. It's against the triggering attack. I don't know. I don't think it necessarily has to hit, but it has to be triggered by an attack.
And then it lasts until the end of your next turn, correct?
Yeah, until the start of my next turn. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let me fix that real quick.
I
Oh
just
no,
didn't
you're
want
right.
you-
You're right. The verbiage is hit by an attack.
I didn't want you to burn a spell slot unless you needed to.
Fair.
All right. So now I've got it. Where are you? Shpunk.
Let's see how
So-
that works.
And he launches out with a fist. Crit.
Bruh.
So, two things. I'm going to roll damage, and I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Of course. Uh, 12.
You are knocked prone. And now he's going to continue with his next strike. And he basically comes up and he basically just like slams a fist into your gut, and you feel like a shockwave go through your entire body.
Okay.
And you just like kind of crumple to the ground. And then he goes through and he begins just like he starts firing off, and he fires off another strike at you. Crit.
Oh my god!
7 points. That was horrible. 7 points of bludgeoning damage. You don't have to make another save because you're already on the ground, so you don't have to do anything for that. And I think that's his last action on that one. Yes, that's his last action. So
Crits in a row? Jeez. Alright.
yeah, well, the second one had advantage, so. That is the end of his turn. It is now Grandpa.
Glorious. Once again, my fucking character sheet isn't opening, so refresh.
Refresh.
Open for me, fine.
Yeah, it didn't open for me, fine, so...
If the double clicking doesn't work and you have issues with your sheet, you can actually click on your token and hit C, and it'll open your character sheet as well.
Gotcha. Alright, so... 1, 2, 3, 6... 6... 7, 10... Alright, so... I am going to use my aggressive feature as my bonus action. Sorry, I'm playing on a small screen right now. And move up to here, or excuse me, up to here, because I have a 10-foot reach. Although that does not matter. And I am popping Spirit Guardians.
Alrighty.
And it's on self. So I'll actually take the step forward. So I'm going to cast it there, and I'll step to here. So when an affected creature enters the area for the first time or starts its turn there, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 3d8 radiant damage. So that is my movement, my bonus action, and my action. And I'm essentially imposing myself over top of Val's prone body.
Understood. Alright. So that is Grandpa's turn. Val, you are up.
Yeah, I am gonna stand up
Alright.
and I am going to look at this thing while I'm standing up, the one that hit me, and I am going to say to it, "Could you go and get your husband? I really don't like fighting ugly women." And I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level.
Dissonant Whisper at 2nd level is a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Correct.
Correctamundo.
I have a question, Val.
Sure.
Is that a ranged spell?
I don't think so.
It is a.
It's not a touch.
It's not a. It's not a range. It's not a spell attack at all. It's just
It's a saving throw.
Okay, I just making sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
failed.
Nice. So, let me.
Sure, I thought it was enchantment.
Where is the stupid thing? My scroll is being a jerk.
Jerky scroll.
Sorry. Let's see, actions. Oh wait, nope, I have it here. Haha. Why is it not letting me frickin' do the thing? Maybe I need to do this, and then this whispers. Let me cast the spell, damn it.
Maybe
There we
refresh
go.
yourself.
Nah, I got it. It's working now. All right. So, since it's failed its attack, or failed its save, it has to use its full its reaction to move as far as its speed will allow from me,
Alrighty.
and take the damage.
The damage. And how much is the damage?
11 points of psychic damage,
Ow, frickin' ow, frickin' ow, 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 ow.
and I believe it will provoke an attack of opportunity. When
It does, but also as he's moving, does it trigger the Spirit Guardians?
No, because it's not his turn. It's very specific wording. So it's going to trigger Grandpa at the AOP, Val, you're going to get an AOP, and Utopia, you're going to get an AOP. 10, 15, 20, 20.
All right. As he moves
Stop
back,
running him away from me!
I'm going to smack him with my. I didn't actually expect it to work.
I'm just trying to click on the character so I can make my attack, and he's running away from me.
Did they ever roll for that attack?
Huh?
Did you ever roll for your damage on Guardians?
No, because he didn't.
it's
He didn't start.
3d8,
He
but-
didn't start his turn in the Spirit
Well, no, I
Guardians.
mean in the first place, because I think the wording is whenever they first appear in it. So when he casts it,
No, that's not the wording. It's when they start their turn in it, or if they move through it.
So the wording is
yeah. So
an
when a
effective creature
creature
speed
enters
is
the area
halved.
for the first time or on a turn,
Yeah, but he did not enter the area for the first time. He was just in the area already,
I thought
so
that
he was there. And then he moves half speed though,
His movement is halved by being in there.
so he did not get out, and Utopia doesn't get an AOP. I forgot about the half movement though. Good call.
Oh, he takes 2 points of piercing damage from me though.
2 points of piercing from you.
Yep.
All right, and
5 from me.
5 from you. Thank you very much. And he stopped shy of moving out of because of the half movement. He stopped shy of moving out of Utopia's AOP range. All right, so that is that all of your turn, Val?
For my
For your next trick,
for my next trick, yeah. Who is next? Shugash is next, but Grandpak is next to me, as well as Utopia. I am going to put a hand on my free hand on Grandpak's shoulder, and I'm gonna say, "Do you want to make? Did you say you want a revolution? Well, you know."
Why are you
And I will give him inspiration.
all right. You are inspired, oddly enough.
When we should be fighting.
All right,
I'm
so
speaking and fighting.
It is weird.
I'm a
Alright.
bard. What do you want?
I don't know.
on his turn, the gentleman with the giant axe stands in front of Utopia and swings.
I
oh
need
wait,
a wisdom save.
yes, he does need to make a wisdom
13.
save. He makes wisdom saves for breakfast.
Does
That's unfortunate.
Oh, nat 20. But he still takes half. So 7.
7.
All right. So there's that. He swings away on Utopia. I hit that twice for no reason. Misses on the first swing. Does he have 2? 3. Sorry. Swings again. Hits on the second swing.
Good night, Utopia.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a normal. Oh, she must be really low. Oh shit, max damage.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
14. Utopia goes down to the ground unconscious.
Ugh.
And then he will step here. And he will swing on... What?
No, I've already used my reaction.
Yep. And he will swing on Val.
Of course.
And that does hit you, Val. Wait, is your
I
shield still
will-
up?
It went down, but I can. It's my turn again, so, or my turn is passed, so I can cast it again as a reaction, and it does
You've
not
burned
penetrate
your
my shield.
reaction too.
Oh, right, because of
you
the
took an
freaking
AOP.
AOP. I took an AOP. Yeah, never mind.
All right, that's all right. So he hits you. Roll damage. And you take 10 points of slashing. All right, so that is the end of his turn. Oh, and he looks over his shoulder. And he looks back at the one in the heavy armor. And he says, 1! Sugash, you're up.
Alright. Making my life interesting, guys.
I haven't done anything.
I haven't done anything.
Don't point the finger at me.
My
Okay?
point exactly, brother.
Oh, shit.
Do you not see our ancestors? I have summoned them.
Alright. This one's always on the ground. Alright. You're gonna take 58 points of healing, Utopia. Get your ass back up.
Damn.
And I take 29 points of damage.
I thought so. I was about to say, you just did that thing, didn't you? All right.
I don't even think she's listening.
Utopia, you there? She's doing her math. She's doing her adding in.
Oh no, my tooth really hurts, so I'm
That's
not really
okay.
thinking right now. What's up?
You get 58 points of
You're
healing.
back.
Oh
up.
Jesus!
Well,
Oh shit. Okay.
we're gonna complete this round, Utopia, and then we'll go. Or sorry, Milagros, and then we're
Same
gonna
shit.
stop on the end of this round.
Okay.
So
That's actually me.
yeah. So that's 58 points for there.
Wow.
Are you good? That's it for you, sir.
Yep. I know not me, Chad. Why are you so loud?
Because she can be.
I know. She's always loud.
And adorable.
They said you're adorable.
You're welcome.
More wine.
I need more wine. We're just telling her what she already knows. So, in the exact same spot, in a direct duel with your own ancestors. Wait, let me double check something real quick. Oh, never mind. Can't do that. So I'll drop that off. Not going to cast that. Not going to do that. Oh, that's a good one to try.
Oh my.
It's just trying something. God. So I need Grandpa to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, is this the one next to Utopia?
No, this is the one way, way far away by the assassin with the crossbow.
Nope.
All right. Your body is completely rigid as you can no longer move. You can still maintain concentration spells, however, that is not affected.
Do I take any damage or no?
Not a bit.
Okay, so I don't have to roll a con save?
No, you do not.
Okay.
And as the person in the dark armor reaches out their hand again when they're with their mace, and the mask lights up and more smoke billows out of the faceplate, and you suddenly cannot move. And that is how we're going to end tonight's session, as we have hit a stopping point because it is past 10 and poor Milagros is in a lot of pain. So we want to let her go get some rest. And love you very much. I'm very sorry you're hurting. That sucks bad. And it's not fun. But Milagros has a toothache, so we're going to let her get going so she can take some meds and get some sleep. And hopefully you'll get an appointment really fast. And, and now I hope you do have an appointment tomorrow, because I'd much rather you get that fixed and not make the show than have to go through that pain anymore tonight.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, thank you everyone for being here. We're going to wrap it up kind of quick because I want to let Milagros get off the phone as fast as possible. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to raid another show. And we're going to raid some of my really, really good friends. I'm literally thinking about flying out to California to be on one of their live shows. This is...
Archive.
Huh? What?
Archive.
Archive.
Oh, that's where I thought you were going.
No, I'm going to the Grouch Couch. The Grouch Couch is they do a show on Sunday nights that they do in full cosplay, and they have articulated masks that literally have a thing that goes on their jaws. So like one of them was last season, one of them was a unicorn, one of them was a hobgoblin, and he actually had prosthetics on. The year before that, one of them was a minotaur, and when he talked, the jaw moved. The year before the season, not year, the season before that, one of them was an Aarakocra who had the little wings and had and his beak moved up and down when he talked. So,
so are you planning on running this game without me in Rome next week?
No, we are going to take next week off. With that many players out, we're definitely going to take a week off from that. So there will be no Kingdoms of Mist. I might run a one shot if anyone's feeling froggy. We might even run a World of Darkness open world one shot with anything you want to make.
That could be cool.
Yeah, so I was thinking that. But anyway, let's go ahead and say hi to the Grouch Couch. They're doing in character basically a little get together, and they're talking about their new season, and they're showing off the makeup they're doing for the new season too. So we'll go ahead and head over there. Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight. Thank you, Milagros, even though you're feeling bad. Thank you so much for being here. We love you very much. We hope you feel better. Everyone else, have a good evening. We love you all, and be careful, be safe. Remember, during the game, we always save you a seat at the table, but you have to stay safe, and you have to stay well in order to be at the table, because we want you all back here next time. We love you.
Stay seated.
Huh? What was that?
That's what and stay seated.
And stay seated. Do not, do not jump up and run around. It's not a good thing. We will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Thank you guys.
Good night.
And clear.
Cool. I gotta use the restroom, so y'all have a good fucking evening.
Yep. Good night.
Feel better? And I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah, have fun. Don't get eaten.
Yeah.
They've got remedies for that.
Okay, perfect.
I've got to go and take care of dinner for myself and my child.
I sell insurance.
I will holler at you guys next
All right. No problem, guys. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Thank you for the raid, dinner and a game. What is up, motherfucker? That's right. Kevin, board
was for dinner? What these assholes getting inside?
Trevor, I think he was
They're
talking
cracking
to
me up.
you.
Oh, these guys are great. They're fucking hilarious.
I'm wondering what was for dinner.
Have a good night, Rick.
Yes.
You too.
Jane. What was it? So, Kevin, what are ye gonna do on me boat? I'm not gonna
Well-
tell you what it is, but you need to tell me what you're gonna do to stay as my fur mate.
I'm gonna put 110% in, boss. I'm gonna get my pirate talk down. Look, I've been practicing. Yar, yar. I think I got this. So, you know.
Keep practicing. One more
keep
time.
practicing.
Yeah.
Yar, yar, yar.
You know what's right, Phil. You gotta say it with a laugh, you know. Say it with a laugh.
Okay. If I look at you, yar, yar. Okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah, I get into it. So, yeah, you kind of just gotta go with the sea madness that you keep talking about, and I think once that sets in, we'll kind of get a little better. But around here, well, I mean, possibly kind of space as you said. He's setting here for 20 people and there's 4 of them. It was you and Ruffle. I came to drop off me, and this kobold snuck in with the beer. So really, it was just the 2 of you in the place setting. So I decided not to. You were talking. You couldn't fit so many seamen on your tiny dinghy, so I decided to just come alone and just ride your dinghy solo, you know. Right.
You're a virgin. I do not
Showed
fuck
up
with
with-
virgins, Rufflecock. You cannot be talking about raiding my dinghy if you're...
Well, isn't that what your boat is called?
Yes, the dinghy. The boat doesn't have a
Yeah, dinghy. But it's spelled on something N-A-D-I-N-G-Y.
Yeah. You got it. What's for dinner? Was supposed to be food, but I stuck mostly with wine. There you go. I mean, wine, grapes, food, eggs, you know.
You know, you could think, I was
Spooky
gonna say,
singles
you
with
could
wine.
think of wine as a really, really thin smoothie.
Ah. Different rates. That's good. You're good to go. Wait, the grapes has vitamins.
Yeah, they got vitamins. They're
Plus, you're happy to know that the grapes have vitamin C, your favorite letter.
That's you!
Yes, King Rufflecock gets it. The solo dinghy raid is totally. There's a bunch of seamen in that dinghy and taking apart. That's right. Well, the fur mate, Kevin here, is already cleaned the semen off me deck, so there's no more semen here. Just me and him, and Rufflecock, and our insurance salesman. That's right. So,
Are we paid by the minute to be on this call with Trevor?
no, but
No.
what is the most, the best dungeons ever insured? Has there ever been a job with
The only dungeons that I don't think I've never taken, it was really, it was